But one of the wildest jobs I ever had. I mean, when I was living in LA doing comedy, I was just doing all these survival jobs. I worked for a royal family, and I legally can't say who or where they were from.
You NDA'd it.
Genovia?
Yeah, no. Think more a drier climate.
Okay. Today's episode of KFC Radio is brought to you by Jackpocket.
Jackpocket.
We have still not won the Mega Millions, despite my insistence that we should. So right now, drawing on Wednesday, so we got a while. Right now it's at $478 million for the Powerball, not Mega Millions, Powerball. So as I do this, so the drawing will be around $500 million. If we don't hit tonight, which by the time you listen to this, it'll be Thursday, it could be hit, or it could start really going up. We could hit over $500 million. So I'm going to order my ticket now. We have not had luck picking numbers, so I'm just going to go. I'm just going to literally go. And my Powerball number is 23, 24, 45, 51, 54, 18. That was just going.
I feel good about this.
Okay. Add to cart. Boom. Check out. That's as easy as it is to try to win $540 million in prizes that have already been paid out to lucky winners. And you could be next. So get your Powerball, your Mega Millions, and other official state lottery games right on the app. You order your ticket right here. I'm going to just place order, and you've got yourself your Powerball tickets. Order 1, order 100, as many as you want. And right now, new customers, if you use code KFC, you get your first ticket for free. I actually really believe this, because the only thing that trumps my desire to win Powerball and Mega Millions was my laziness. So whenever it would be like, I have to go get the ticket, I would never do it. Now that I'm buying it and I'm doing it, there's this part of me that's like, every single person who has ever won the lottery has been like, oh my God, I never thought it would be me. So why not you?
That's why I never understood statistics, because it's like, yeah, I get it's like your chances are like whatever percent, but really at the end of the day, your chances are always 50-50. You either do or you don't. Do you know what I mean?
It's absolutely mathematically not like that, but yes, you either win or you don't, so it's a coin flip. It's 50-50. You either got the right numbers or you do not, so you have a 50% chance of winning the lottery. That is not mathematically or scientifically endorsed. But yes, it's either you have it or you don't. Because that person, it's not like that person was like, okay, I got to play 100 times before I get my numbers. It's like it could be the first time, it could be the 1,000th time, it could be the 1,000,000th time, it could be the second time. You just do or do not. So it's 50-50. And you could be the next one that's just like, I mean, just could you imagine if you were just like 24, 53, 54, and you're just like, oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Like how do you what is that celebration like? It's got to be bananas, dude.
This is a great ad because now I want it.
Right? Imagine, think about breaking the news to your kid, breaking news to your friends about anything. Hey, did you hear the news about blah, blah, blah? And they're like, wow, I didn't know that. You broke the news to me. Imagine being like, hey guys.
But you can't tell. Would you tell anybody?
I don't think I would. I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs.
That's, yeah.
You know, there would be all the things that I said I would buy, and I'd probably get a lot less motivated at work and things like that, you know?
Yeah.
I'd start tricking it left and right. If I won 500, that's one thing I really don't get. If I was a billionaire, I would just give you millions of dollars. I'd be like, here's $1 million, Jackie. If I was a billionaire.
Wow.
I guess that's how people don't become billionaires, though, because on the way to becoming a billionaire, you give money away. But even the amount of money that I'm giving to people and helping people and getting hit up for now, it's oh, I'm gonna lose it all. So I guess maybe you can't do that.
I wouldn't let you.
But if I got to if I had hundreds of millions of dollars and I was here's $250,000, it does not matter, but it will radically change your life. I would do that.
Yeah. I don't know if I would let you.
If I had hundreds of millions,
I guess
you should let me.
Yeah.
Let me. It's all. Yeah. If I only had a couple million, I can't do that. But if I just feel it's awkward to be you see friends and family like struggling with money, and you just have so much of it. It's like, so I would give it away. Not all of it, but a lot of it. So download Jackpocket and do whatever you want with your money after you win Powerball or Mega Millions. Use promo code KFC. You will get a free lottery ticket for your first ticket. So download Jackpocket today. Use code KFC, America's #1 lottery app and official partner of Barstool Sports. You ready to rock?
Yep.
You okay?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Sure?
Why do you guys all think I'm okay?
You all right? You good?
Because you're wearing a hat.
Yeah, I know.
The hat makes me feel like you've been crying or something.
I am like every time I wear a hat, like I'm so focused on the hat. I'm like everyone's thinking about my hat.
Yeah.
Like, and so I can't wear a hat. And then
Well, why are you wearing a hat today?
Because I'm like, well, first of all, I'm like that's a ridiculous thing. Like nobody's thinking about your hat.
I'm thinking about your hat.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's the only thing.
Because
But you're also not a hat girl.
because
So like,
I like washed my hair, but I didn't have time to blow dry it, and it looks really greasy. Like you can see, it looks really greasy. So I was like, "Fuck it!" Like I'm just gonna put a hat on. But like now I feel like now I
No,
just
now
feel
you
like
gotta
I'm
wear
like,
the
no, I can't
No,
wear the hat
yeah.
because I'm only gonna be focused on the hat.
It's a good lesson. Whatever you're self-conscious about is
correct.
what
No,
everyone's
you guys
focusing on.
actually like every time it makes me like second guess myself because every time I'm like, you're being crazy. Like nobody's gonna notice.
no.
You guys notice.
But it's not just us. Like there's kind of like a viral thing that like floats around in different forms where it's like it's something like like you're the only one worried about these things. Like no one else notices.
Yeah.
But it's like I notice all these things, and I think other people do too. They might not speak up about it.
Yeah.
But I don't think people don't notice stuff.
Oh my god, that makes me so in my head. Dude, one time I was like, we had an interview and I was like running late, kind of. I forget why.
No.
No. Sorry, I hadn't like dropped the footage from the first interview. And so I like, Jordan texted me like, he's here. And I was like, sorry, can you just tell him to wait 2 minutes? I have to like finish dropping the footage. But like, it was my bad because I had like accidentally dilly-dallied before. Whatever, I was feeling guilty about it, but it was literally 2 minutes. There was a 2 minute, like,
Yeah.
it's so normal, I feel like, for somebody to wait 2 minutes, but I felt so bad because I've never like held up an interview like that. And I was like, no way it like comes up. No way like anything comes up. And then like the interview goes fine. I'm like, whew, like obviously like nobody was going to call out 2 minutes. And then at the end he goes, so can I just ask, why was I waiting the whole time for the interview? And you guys were like, waiting? What do you mean?
Who
waiting?
was it?
Brian Simpson.
Really?
Whatever. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, I made the whole interview. Anyway, so since then, I've just been like, whatever you're scared of, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly my outlook on life. But like we talk about manifestation, maybe.
Yeah. And like, does it ever happen to you, like, whenever you have an excuse for something, it just happens? I'll be running late and I'll be like, sorry, like, train was,
And then it does happen.
And then it does actually happen.
And then you're
like,
double
now
fucked
I'm
because now
fucked.
you're
Yeah.
double late.
Yeah, that always
It's
happens.
like I
to
didn't
me.
factor in. It's like, oh, I'm in traffic. No, you're not. But then they're in traffic. You're like,
Oh, I
Now it's gonna be
used
an
to do
extra.
that all the time.
yeah,
Like
stuck in traffic.
Milton in particular, it was just like I would hope to see traffic.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, I'm not lying about
Because then you're
this.
telling the truth. Then it's an honest thing. No,
Sometimes I'm too magical.
Put the hat back
What?
on.
No, dude, I can't. Does it look greasy?
Go ahead.
No,
That's
really
the other
doesn't.
thing too. You told on yourself. Like,
I know. Would you have noticed? Does this
Not
look
at all.
weirder? Now I feel like I look like I look like ET with the hood on.
put your long ass finger up. We'll Photoshop a little fucking
No.
ball on there.
Oh my god! You know what? My fingers have just like I just wanted-
Monday, let's go. Start the week off hot.
My hands are like they can't hang in the fucking winter. Like they get so like
Pussy
dry
ass
and
hands.
crackly, and like they're already so big, and now they're like calloused and like they're about to like really enter their like ugly period. I want everyone to prepare. Like mark your calendar. I don't know. Start preparing
Jackie
because
Ugly
these
Hand
hands-
month?
Yeah. No. Season.
Multiple.
Ugh.
Quarter.
Sometimes I worry that like
We've ruined her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
like you don't
I
have
know.
weird hands.
Right.
You just make fun of them.
No,
mean, not all of them.
no. It's true, and it's fine. Like I'm
Oh
fine.
yeah,
with
totally.
it.
Totally
I'm
seems
fine
that
with
way.
it. But here's the thing: is like I wouldn't. My crackly hands, like that was always something. I was
The
like,
fact, like crackly hands is not gonna be the thing. It's a great way to
well,
describe
it's just
it.
like it's just like oh my god, like I'm like what if if a boy tries to hold like nobody's tried to hold my hand for a while, but.
All right, now we're getting to the root of it.
Okay. Hey, you want a hand job? No, I'm good, girl.
But like, what if somebody
Keep those
tries to hold
rocks
my
away from me.
hand, and then they're like, "What's this man like crack?" Oh my God. Anyways, have we started the show?
Have you ever seen? Probably not. There's an episode of Seinfeld with man hands.
No.
So like one of the running things in Seinfeld is that Jerry, all of them, but Jerry specifically, dumps like all these like beautiful women and perfect women because of like.
Oh,
these
I
random
have
things.
seen this.
There's like a girl who
Because you
eats.
must have think of made me watch this.
Probably.
Like, this is
I don't
This
know
is
why
your
else you would have seen
future,
it.
Jackie.
But there's like a scene specifically where he's out to dinner with her, and they cut the cameras so that you can't see her anymore, and it's very clearly a man's hands that come out and grab like the lobster at dinner and like and like picking everything up and like
Grabs a beer, pops the top off the beer.
it's like the whole thing. Yeah, it's very very funny. That's it.
Well, women's
man
hands
hands.
get more manly as they get older, so it's just fine.
that-
I'll also just take a good look at them right now because this is the best they're gonna be for the season, especially.
We'll get you like Uncle Jack hands.
Yeah.
You just like put on funny gloves the whole fucking.
Just like have,
Winter.
I can't make them more dainty. Anyways.
Well, I told you about the kid I used to play hockey with who, like, when we would go on, like, we have team tournaments and stuff like that. You know, it's a young league, so we had to sleep together. And me and him would share a bed, and he would sleep with athletic socks, and he'd fill the sock with lotion. And then he'd sleep with athletic socks filled with lotion on his hands.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it was
I might
very
have to
weird.
start
When you see that crackles.
He was, but like he would be like he would say my hands get too crackly. I have to.
I mean, I'm talking all this shit. I have this thing going on with my knuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you sitting all over here all quiet for?
I have. Well, first of all, I have terrible hands. I bit my fingernails as a kid, and now I have like weird fingernails because of it. And I have this one knuckle that gets like dry as.
I got the
What,
same thing.
do you?
It's
Do you have a
so-
reason? Do you have like? Have you
No,
figured
clue.
it out?
I think maybe like I burnt a cigarette on a while ago.
I
Like,
don't- yeah, like I never had an injury or anything. I'm trying to think of like if I drive or like if I do something and it rub nothing. And then the other day, like during the playoffs, I just started like scratching and picking it. And now, but I almost rather have it's like a wound right now. I'd rather have be like, oh yeah, like I fucked up my knuckle, rather than just be like I have a weird
Yeah.
rhino knuckle.
See, this is like a tiny violin for me. Like, oh, you have one. Oh my
Larry,
god.
let me see these things. Let me
No,
see
it's
these-
just
let
like
me see
okay,
your
so
hooves.
no. So it's just
Somehow
like
you got the second worst hands apparently. on the chart.
it's starting like right there. Like you could see. You know, like
I can. I was expecting to be like that. What are you talking about?
no, I know, and it's
It
starting.
almost looks like they're like when you're in the bathtub too long. Like it looks like
Yeah.
that. It doesn't look like they're dry. It looks like they're wet.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
so
I gotta
do you-
start doing gloves.
Well, but do you? Because it feels like it looked like it was too like wet. Maybe you
No,
need to dry
it's just
them out.
no.
fingers
it's
are
like,
too wet?
It's just dry. You could see.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Okay, they are dry. So, do you put lotion on them?
Yes. Oh god.
Do you do all the girly
constantly.
stuff?
What?
Do you do like I feel like girls are always
Oil,
putting on.
like eczema
Yeah.
cream, like lotion, everything. I've tried everything. Nothing fucking works. I have not tried a hand mask though, and so I will try a hand mask.
Hand
That's
mask.
next.
Eczema, dude. Eczema reminded me that of my friend. We had my friend's wedding a couple weeks ago, and it was where like one of the friends who like we used to party at their house all the time in high school kind of deal, and we were telling stories with her parents, and we were telling a story about like the after prom party where we had this kid who was. This kid was just gray. He wasn't a white person. He wasn't a black person.
Oh, God.
He was a
Like
gray
an alien, yeah.
He was just gray and gross and a genius. I'm sure he works at like NASA now or something like that.
They kind of all are.
Yeah,
They're all gray.
he was so fucking smart.
Yeah.
You have some sort of like inside knowledge of the employees at NASA.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just like-
Dated a bunch of guys at NASA. They're all gray.
But he was so having the after prom party in the basement, and my friend's mom comes down, and this gray, fat, gross person.
If I was ever described like this, that is so mean. Okay.
You're close.
Give it a couple years. 25 now.
And he was just passed out in the middle of the basement, and everyone was just partying around him. And her mom comes downstairs, and she's like, "What is wrong with Nemo?" And my buddy just kind of like pauses and looks and goes, "He's got eczema." And she's like, "Not regularly. I mean, what's wrong with him right now?" He's got eczema.
Was his name Nemo?
Yeah. I mean, like Nemo it was kind of like his last name, but
It's a condition that many of us have.
There's many of us. There's dozens.
Yeah. Anyways, how are you guys?
Put the hat back on.
I can't put that because I'm not gonna be able to focus on anything that you guys. I can't like hear with the hat on. It's like
I get that. Like when you're looking for something in the car, you gotta turn the radio down.
Yeah.
You're like I can't hear anything else.
My car does that for me now.
Really?
Yeah.
Like when you start slowing down,
It does. Yeah. I think that's what it was, or maybe that was my Jeep. There's something else that it does now. Like the air conditioner. If I call, my phone is plugged into the CarPlay, and I have the air conditioner jacked up. When I call, it turns the air conditioner down.
Really?
Yeah.
whoa.
But sometimes it's cool because when you put your air conditioner all the way, it's pretty loud. It would be annoying on the phone,
Yeah.
But if it's like hot or cold enough, I'm like, no, I don't know. I'll scream. I'll scream to the phone. I need the AC on right now.
That is, I have hit the age where like the things that you used to make fun of would absolutely bother me. Like when your parents used to slow down to like. Or turn the radio down because they couldn't see the house numbers with the radio.
Now
like,
you do it.
When they get mad because like the car lights on in the back. I'd be like,
yes.
That would drive me fucking insane.
Yes. Absolutely. Especially when you start doing parenting shit. It's like everything is like, I get it now.
It's very weird, but when you need to think, you do need less noise.
Right.
It's actually not that weird. Like when I walk into a store, if I'm shopping, I turn my music down in my headphones to like at most a whisper, but like.
But I do actually think that music vibrates your eyes.
Wait, what?
Or is that wrong? I think that your eyes like
VIBRA. Give me a spell sometime.
I think that like when you have music on in the car, it vibrates your eyes a little bit, so you can't see as well. Did I make that up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Music can make your eyes move, and there are a few conditions that can make your eyes shake when you hear certain sounds. Nystagmus, Tulic phenomenon, brain conditions.
That's what people say when you walk in the shower.
What was it?
Nystagmus.
Oh my god, you have your big day for you guys.
Yeah.
Big day.
That's a good joke, bro. Somehow worked that into the stand-up, bro. So if you've ever Googled eye vibrations.
Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't sound convincing. You're just never going to be excited, though.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited.
He's always going to play it.
It'll be fun.
How many times do you think John Feitelberg has shrugged in his whole life? You happy? I don't know. Sam? Hey, how's it going to go? All right. That's why he's fucking jacked. Got those traps.
How's it going? I don't know. The world's going to keep spinning, man.
You do. You're always in a shrug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything.
You can't stop.
Ask me a
By the way,
question,
he
you're
said
getting
because I
it
don't know anything. Well, this is what we. I'll tell you what. I'll ask you about the. If I ask you about the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
Were you here for Christy?
Yeah.
Were you here for Christy? No, you weren't in the room.
No.
Chris started talking about how the Salem witch trials were actually the result of, and you'll hear this interview this week, a result of a wild weed that was growing in Salem that was like unbeknownst to them. They were putting it in all their food, and it can like make you go crazy because they found there was also some witch trials in France, and the herb is in the same exact spot. I don't know if that's true or not, but whatever. But he started to bring that up, and John was like, actually, it was a battle over property. I think I did read about that, but I was like, the one time that John would be able to be like,
you did
no,
perk
sir.
up when he
that honestly, that might be true. That is not mentioned in the Wikipedia, but
I find it. I get the idea of like there's these two towns that both have it, but it's not like there is a witch trial inducing herb.
Exactly.
if there was a bunch of sudden deaths, if all the children in town were dying or something, and you found this herb, but it's like there's not an herb that causes misogynistic men to burn women.
Well, okay, I'm glad you brought it up. Really wasn't about misogyny at all.
It really is just about property. Because there was the five guys.
It was 25% men.
Yeah, but
almost all of the accusers
Female? Well, that makes sense.
Teenage women.
Yeah, because girls are bitches.
was it like a virgin type thing?
No,
it was a bunch of hater ass bitches.
Yeah,
it was a bunch of like hater hoes.
I do want to.
Wasn't it seriously though? Wasn't it like jealous? Like there was something.
It was mostly young girls, and it was just anyone they accused was just non-puritanical, where like they wore black a lot. It was just people who they made their own ointments. It was fucking. It was astrology chicks or
right. It was the ultimate like. You're not a girl's girl.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the brink of joining a cult. I think I'm on the brink of a cult.
We've known this for a while.
Okay, so no. So it started with I just wanted some simple sleep, like I like to fall asleep better. I was like, maybe I'll try some like meditation, some like sleep meditation, sleep sounds, right? And then what comes up next is like sleep affirmations. Like it will like make you more confident like in your sleep or whatever. So okay, like I guess if I'm gonna listen to music, I might as well be listening to like some affirmations. Which also, it's like, I hope to God my neighbors can't hear because it's literally like, I am bold. It's like, I am bold. I am strong. Hours. No, because it's like licensed music. I can't play it.
It's licensed
I'll give you
music.
a little
Play that fucking music.
Yeah.
We'll bleep it out.
You can go edit, but I want to hear this. Right. I am bold.
No, it's like, it's actually pretty embarrassing. So like, just refrain from all judgment. Okay, so it keeps going. Okay, so then also like, I do want the bitches to be prepared for me to be I mean just like the most confident thing on this earth, because I have now I kind of can't go to sleep without it. Okay, but then on my like YouTube, then it kind of goes into like what's it called, like hypnotism, and then it's kind of like, and then I guess the same people who are watching like the hypnotist like things are watching like the like he will want me spell, you know, like witches spells and everything.
Oh, yeah,
so then it's titled, it's like the universe wants you to watch this video. So I'm, okay, well if the universe like wants me to watch the video,
my arm is tied here.
And then it's like he will like, if you like say these 3 spells, he will like want you with it by the end of the month. And I don't have anybody right now who like, again, nobody, like whatever. I don't have anybody.
You know
right
when
now.
you're putting a hex on at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just putting a hex on, but the second a boy starts talking to me,
you better believe it.
Yeah, you will be.
Salem witch trial. We're gonna have to
put
fucking
me in the stake. Burn me in the fucking stake. I don't know. Anyways, I'm becoming. It's just so crazy. It's like I get it now. I didn't like the whole time even talking about like Salem witch trials. I didn't even realize I was becoming a witch before you guys' eyes.
Well, I remember you always.
I feel like I've been talking a lot.
I've said before, and I say again, the jury's still out on you. On like, I can't tell if you're fun crazy or crazy crazy.
Yeah.
I can't tell either.
Yeah, right. From a platonic point of view, a coworker point of view, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. I don't know. Once you start to cross over, there might be guys who are like,
in this room, it's fucking great.
Amazing.
How it works out in the other world, I don't know.
It's like the guys.
So true.
The guys who like have really made me like crazy in the head have not been like guys who've wanted me back. So I haven't even been able to like exercise my crazy as much. The guys who like I date are like guys who I'm kind of like, I don't really care if you talk to other girls, you know. So it's like, go ahead, fuck them.
I think that too. I'm like, I don't really like. I think in relationships, I'm always like, you should do what you want to do.
I knew that my relationship was over.
I hope it's not fuck other people, but like do whatever the hell you want to do.
That's a very. I mean, like for the most part. I'm watching Love is Blind, and this girl at one point goes like, I don't think we match in personality. I don't think we match in values. I don't think we match in morals. I don't think we match professionally. And I don't think, like, socially we match. But I love you. I was like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You just don't. You know, you're just jamming a fucking square peg in a round hole. You know? So, like...
Yeah, but I feel like the guys who I've, like, been really into... I'm like, on paper, this does not work. This is a waste of my time. But I'm going to think about you all the time.
That's different from like you know, they're like talking about whether they should be together.
Yeah,
like, if you voice that
like
like you don't like or you're not compatible in any regards, and then be like, but I just want to make it work. It's like, why the fuck would you want to make it work? Because like you, I'm saying the way you were like, yeah, do what, like if you can't do what you want to do in a relationship, then like it's not the, and of course, yes, you can't keep fucking other people. You can't like go out all nights of the hours of the night. But if you like can't be yourself, like
I wholly encourage you to do what you want to do. If I don't like it, we're gonna break up. But keep doing whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, and that should just be it. By the way, it's just like That's what happens. It's like stalking and crazy reaction to breakups. Like, I don't know. Do what you do, and if the person likes it, you're good. If they don't, you break up and you move on.
Like, yeah, you can fuck up. Just don't let me find out about it. You better be good at hiding it. That kind of reminds me of Disclaimer. I've been watching Disclaimer, a new show on Apple.
Oh, yeah.
And
I haven't picked that up yet.
This is kind of, it's not really a spoiler. It's what the show's about. But it's Kate Blanchett plays this woman who's very successful. Hasn't become super clear what she does, but she's very successful. And her husband, Sacha Baron Cohen, very successful. And they're whatever age Kate Blanchett and Sacha Baron Cohen are. But 25 years ago, she went on vacation and she fucked this 19-year-old. She was probably mid-20s. She fucks this 19-year-old. And the kid dies on that weekend. And then the show is about her the kid's father, like, making her pay for it. And I don't know what happens in the show. It's only been 2 episodes, but like, I think they're trying to like split the marriage and like say to the husband like, she's cheated on you. I'm watching it, I'm like, if my wife, we have this awesome life, and my wife had a bad weekend 25 years ago, and the kid's dead, like, that's best case scenario.
The same.
But yeah, all right, it's like, we'll get over this. This is fine. But like, thank God,
he's not gonna be calling. He's not gonna be texting. He's not gonna.
If you could draw up the best way for you to cheat on me, fuck a kid in a different country on vacation, he dies in the water that day.
That's like when girls are like, I found the perfect man. He's like, tall, dark, and handsome, and he's like an orphan, right? The parents, whatever.
The same. You guys have to watch Tell Me Lies because it's like the best show. But the finale, something very similar happens.
What's Tell Me Lies?
Like,
Which one is that?
It's like the one about like there's these people in college and this girl who's like just steals with this guy who's like it's like they capture the college experience too perfectly, kind of. I mean, it starts to get a little bit like second season, like a little whatever, but like it's so eerie. Like all the girls are like, this is creepy how close they get it, because most like shows don't really
do that,
have that accurate. Of,
it's Shailene Woodley, right?
No.
Oh.
But it kind of looks like Shailene Woodley. It's Grace Van Patten. And you wouldn't know any of the characters. Anyways, crazy, but something very similar happens.
Have I talked to you about that movie? It's What's on the Inside?
No.
I think you would like it. Have you still haven't watched it yet?
No. It's a Netflix one.
It's like remember that horror movie where you could grab the hand and you like
talk to me.
Talk to me. You didn't watch the one? Okay. So whatever. You don't need to know that really. It's just similar to that. The premise is one of the gang is getting married, and so all the friends are getting back together. And one of the friends had like a weird thing happen in college that like they kind of cut him out of the crew, but some people stuck around, some people didn't. That guy in the middle there,
Tommy.
Oh.
And he shows up with this machine. It's a little bit sci-fi. You gotta like suspend reality. It's a suitcase, and he's like supposed to be some like weird like tech wizard. And they created a like a Elon Musk Neuralink type technology where you all put little stickies on your head, and it all plugs into the suitcase, and everybody switches brains.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so you have your body, but you have their brain and their consciousness and everything. And then, he just like unplugs them into other things. And it's supposed to be like a party game, like a game night. And they do a couple rounds of splitting. And they have Polaroids that they stick on their shirt. So, you have to guess, sorry. So it's like everybody starts talking, and then I start seeing someone going like this, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's John. That's John. You're being John right now." And then you put the Polaroid on you, and you like narrow it down. But the whole cast, like this guy has an insecure relationship with this girl. They hooked up back in the day. They don't know who's who. This guy's making moves. He's lying about who he is to fuck girls like in the moment. And it's pretty cool.
Wait, this is such an interesting show.
Dude, Pav saw it.
Yeah, it was really good.
You were like 50-50 out there, right?
I thought it was like it was really, really fun, and it was interesting, and they got really creative with it. But the overall storyline is like, it's okay.
I mean, it's patently ridiculous, but it is. You would like it because it's like very woo woo. Like, what would you do if you switched?
That would be such a nightmare to switch brains with somebody. Like I'm picturing
it's just bodies. It's just bodies.
But you say you switch brains too, right?
Well, it's kind of the same thing, right? It's like
I guess like
Oh, no.
so
Well,
if I'm in
yeah.
your body, do I only know what you know, or do I know what I know?
No, yeah, you're right. You're not switching brains. So like you still have your right. It's switching bodies. I guess I described that wrong. It's not like all of a sudden you have all of Pabs' knowledge and shit like that. Right.
That
it's
would
not
be
switching
worse.
brains. Yeah.
All the Pabs.
That would be like
No,
I don't know what I mean. I just jump into Pabs' brain and just.
Well, I think it's like,
That
it's
would
like
be you.
when you're looking
Empty
for like
cavern.
snacks at your friend's house, and you're like, he doesn't have anything here.
See, I know that I would be I all the time think there's no way that everyone's voices or like head is this loud because we would all be talking about it. It's just, it's like the shit that's going on up here all the time is fucking insane. We would all be like, this is crazy how loud it is. So there's no way that like, and then I look at you and you like literally are just sitting there like that, and I'm like, there's no way we're the same. There's no way we're the same.
My head's not loud. I'm having many conversations, but it's not.
That's true.
I'm having room decibel level conversations all the time.
Well, it's like the thing that goes
Like
viral
you just I just continued that conversation in my head.
Yeah, he does. Have you ever heard
Like
of
you
him?
stopped talking,
yeah.
but
He
you kept
gets
talking
like
for me.
weird with
is
it.
weird.
You go like deep. You have
Like
full.
we're fighting about this. Well, like it's not weird.
Like, I feel like
You're like this. Like it is weird. I'm like no, it's not weird.
that's if that jumped in. If that happened in my brain, I would go nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We'd
But
be
what
like,
goes on in your brain?
everything. I don't know. A lot. I'm trying to like pinpoint it right now.
What's going on right now?
Like going into
like-
going into someone else's brain who doesn't know what you know. Like I'm very, very stupid. I'm really, really dumb. No, I am. I genuinely am. I'm a very stupid person. I also think I'm smarter than most people. So like most heads you get into, you'd be like, holy shit,
This guy's fucking retarded.
not smarter. I know more.
You're very well informed.
Like the George Carlin thing, where it's like, think about the average person. Half the people are stupider than that.
Yeah,
and
right.
like,
but I always do feel like you are well informed, which is kind of half the battle. Like it's like there's a difference between like IQ and like knowing things.
yeah, thanks.
But that's where there's like Jeopardy knowledge sort of thing where it's like I just know shit, and then there's like if I put a puzzle in front of you or a problem, you would be like, all right, here's how to fix it, because I could just like think through that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know what you have, but I don't know. You said you're dumb, so you're fucking dumb.
Like that's not like I'm not trying to like fish for. I'm very stupid. But I think it'd be a nightmare in anyone else's head. Like, this guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah, like how dumb do you think people get before they get like if you're normal, no disabilities? Like how dumb do you think people are? Like I know they say like I think Afghanistan has like the lowest IQ as a country.
Yeah.
Because they just have no resources and no like anything, Like how dumb are those guys? I mean, they couldn't do like jumping jacks in that one video.
But jumping jacks, that video, I feel like is
Misleading, kind of.
it was just like
Unfair.
You're on this office, ask people to jumping jacks. It's not gonna look much better than that video.
Right.
Like it's just people who haven't done jumping jacks before.
It is kind of like
It's
a
kind of like
padding
rubbing.
head. Yeah.
Yes. Good call.
Same brain.
Wavelength. Yeah, switch brains. Imagine that if we switched it, it was just like this. I guess it's not brains though. It is just switching bodies, but you kind of in a way you're not switching brains, but you can like become a different person. You know what I mean? Because you can like pretend to be this way or that way. You know what I mean? Like if you jumped into Pav's brain, into his body, what would you do for the day?
I don't know. But I do feel like we're kind of similar. Like it'd be.
Yeah, it's
it'd
like
be
I
a
would just
little
make the
bit,
clips
like,
and he would do social media and I do
Kind of have
the.
the
like,
same
"Oh,
like
do
9 to
podcast."
5, like even going out after, probably go to the same bar too.
Yeah.
Nothing much would change if we both switched bars.
Yeah. That should be like pretty much, very much the same. Yeah, I'd be like, I'm updated the podcast.
I think we're going to the same party this weekend too, which is fun.
Oh.
You going Saturday? Or
I'm
is it
not
Friday?
going to that anymore.
You're not going to that anymore? What happened?
Well, I can explain this off
Are
air.
you still sober, by the way?
Yes, I've been sober for the past 4 weekends.
Really?
Thanks.
Just weekends?
No, sorry, weeks. Like and weekends. Okay, well, I had like a few drinks the first
always,
weekend, but that like it was like I haven't gotten drunk, and then this weekend I was gonna like call it quits, and then I kind of was like I think I can go one more, and then
That's how it
like
starts. That's how
next
you-
weekend, like there's a birthday party that I'm gonna try to be sober at. That makes me sound like an alcoholic. Anyways, I can't tell if I feel any different or not. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that where I was like, I'm not gonna drink, and then I started drinking again, and I realized like I just like the camaraderie of it. I just like hanging out, and I can still do that.
I never really cared for the feeling of drunk. Like, I like a nice cocktail. Yeah, like.
But I like it like it's just everything changes. Like now, I love like having like a beer now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, woo! I feel a little frisky right now.
Do you even get like a buzz from
if I had last Saturday was Kanza's 40th birthday, I had like a beer and a half at it. And I was like, ooh, okay.
I'm saucy.
Everyone else was in togas and shirtless, and I was just dressed normal, being like, you guys are crazy. I
mean, I still like, I love my espresso martinis. I love a good cocktail like that. But it's not like that feeling of just like, I'm like, crazy, because if you're not like outwardly partying, you know what I mean, like to me like getting drunk was like, now I'm gonna like dance and yell and be ridiculous rather than just like sit here quietly like I always do, you know?
I notice I do all that stuff more.
Do you?
I like dance more, and I get tired faster, but I'm more outgoing while I'm out, not blacked out, not like shit faced. Yeah.
I just, you know, like the idea, like the way that like some people would, you know, you want to like have an edible or get high because you just like, oh, I feel good, and like I know people who think that way about being drunk, and that's just not, to me, it doesn't feel that way at all.
Yeah, that's like
it's way more about just like we're gonna do shots, or we're gonna like taste this cocktail, taste this, try that, like drink, you know, like let's get fucked up.
I just like, because I don't feel like I have to like expend energy socializing, whereas I feel like sober, like it's like I'm in a flow state, like whatever. I'm not.
That's
energy.
very.
Wait. I'm sorry. Say that again. You do expend more energy when you're drunk or when you're sober?
When I'm sober, like even though I'm like literally running around, like doing God knows what when I'm drunk, like the energy it takes for me to socialize, I feel like is like so much I can. Just
right.
Post.
I think that's probably why I'm home by like 11 now, whereas I used to be home at like 4. But I'm just as tired getting home because it was like, well, I only had a beer.
Yeah.
But I had to have a million conversations, and that wasn't on autopilot.
Yeah, it's the conversations.
Yeah.
The conversations are just so bad. The conversations are so bad. Having conversations now with people I don't want to talk to, especially like going out is so rare that it's like I want to talk to my friends tonight. You know, like we're here for like a guy's dinner. I haven't talked to him. He had a kid. I got to catch up with him. Haven't seen him in months. And then like if one person's like talking my ear off about like, I don't know, some shit I don't want to talk about, I'm like, I can't right now. I can't.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't have tomorrow or the next day. We're gonna do this in like another 2 months. So like, shut the fuck up. I gotta go over there. You know?
Try keeping up with the Yale people. Oh my god, this weekend I don't understand any of their jobs. I'm like, oh my god. And if you think I understand your job, I don't. If you think if I'm like asking questions, I'm just repeating what you just said.
But
like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
That's every job.
Yeah, I know.
Every job. Like it's funny here.
Job.
We like, you know, we obviously deal with all the time where it's not a real job, it's fake life, and it's all 100% true. I completely agree. But I think that about every job.
Yeah.
Every job is a fake job. It's not real. Like you're in marketing, you're in sales, you're like, if you disappeared tomorrow, either they'd fill that job or they wouldn't. And either way, it would be fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
It's such a good point. But like they all,
it's a pretty bleak thought, but yeah,
like it is. Like all your jobs are just hobbies that someone pays you for.
Yeah.
Like, they're not necessary. There are like 5 jobs. They're like 5 jobs: doctor, lawyer, president.
Doctor, lawyer, president. Are you throwing like dentist into doctor and all that?
Yeah, dentist is wrapping the doctor.
Veterinarians.
Veterinarian,
like medical. We'll put like medical.
That's all medical. Okay, so doctor, lawyer, president.
You go like this? That's kooky, right?
Oh,
Yeah, like this.
That's like insane. Pinky. I can't even put my ring finger up like without my third finger.
The guy Sean out there was talking about this, and I think that most guys.
If you only counted 2, it's like.
Yeah. This is feminine. and then this.
No, I feel like
Yeah.
this is masculine.
Oh, quite a rule
No.
coming up from the guy who does it the other way, isn't it?
No, I thought that's what no. I didn't come up with the rules. Someone told me.
But definitively, the pinky is a more feminine
yeah,
finger.
No, because I feel like it's like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, you know, like where it's like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
No, because it's just a noise you're making.
Wait. Hey,
Wait. Let's
Doctor,
get back to
lawyer,
that.
doctor,
I gotta get
lawyer,
back to the fingers in a
president,
second,
cop.
too, though. Say again?
Doctor, lawyer, president, cop, farmer.
Yeah.
Those
Well,
are-
wait, like, okay, so, like, are we gonna like firefighters in with cops? Kind of like civil servant type shit.
These are just like the 5 main ones.
this
No,
is-
he's saying this is it.
That's
Okay.
it. After that, it's all fake.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
what else is there?
Real estate.
Real estate?
That's the
Get
fakest
out
of
of
all.
here.
No, but there's bigger things. I think there's like sales, because that could mean you're selling real estate or you're
Yeah,
selling
yeah,
like
yeah.
this. You're
But
just
it's not a job
trying
still.
to sell shit to people. It's,
It's
the
a thing someone pays you to do.
Activity
It's not
you
a
do.
job.
All
jobs. The only real jobs are vocations.
I was gonna say trades.
Yeah.
Like, because I think like plumber is a job,
Yeah.
but I think that I would.
So
put that-
construction worker.
I was gonna say construction worker, which is
But
so
that's kinda-
electrician, plumber.
If you're like an
contractor.
architect, like a what do you call it? It's what I used to do when I was in like a laborer, like a day laborer.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of a hobby. It's a job, no doubt. Someone pays you to do it, but like, do we need it? No, we'll find someone else to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have to again,
A
doctor,
degree
lawyer,
or-
president, cop, farmer. That's it.
I don't even think presidents won.
Yeah. What? No.
I
But you
think
need a leader. You need someone
No,
in
but
charge.
I'm saying if you don't need to learn your thing to do it, it's not a real job. And I think president's one of those ones you can fake. I mean, look at Donald Trump. He
Yeah.
just like faked it. Like, you cannot fake being a plumber. You cannot fake being a
Okay.
engineer.
You're making a good argument.
You know, like
Yeah.
you have to. You actually do have to go to school for those. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Like,
But like, so I think you need to like, if I have to go to school to learn how to do the thing, it's a job.
Yeah.
Or a career. You know.
The educator's not one. Educator, dude.
Fake is the fake.
After I recently learned about the Salem witch trials to teach Dana Beers, and the whole time I was like, this is unbelievable. This is great.
Did you just discover Wikipedia? You keep bringing up Wikipedia.
Well, I was like more like I was putting together my lesson plan, and I was like, I can just teach the stuff I think's interesting.
Okay, but also
I don't
it's like-
have to like teach them the whole thing.
But like plumber, like I could just look up YouTube videos.
You could, yeah. I mean, we're getting to the point where you can do that, but like that's very new, and I still think being able to do a lot of those things, even once you learn it, is still pretty tough. You know, like you could like Google how to like build a fucking piece of furniture, but when it comes down to start doing it, I think you'd still struggle mightily until you did it over and over again, which is essentially going to school. You know what I mean? You could go to school tomorrow and teach somebody. You could teach a class. Like if you had a notebook, if you had enough like notes,
But
you could be like, you could talk to them and be like, and then this happened. And if you do it with like confidence, they would be like, that's the teacher. But if it's like I show up at your fucking house with a wrench and a hammer and I'm just like whacking pipes and shit, you're like, that guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
I feel like it's like if I had to teach like calculus, you need so much backstory.
Well,
with
then
that.
eventually, backstory. What's the story with calculus?
Yeah. So, like,
So, like, who was calculus dating?
Or, like-
no, but you're right. At some point, education does become real. But in the beginning, I think it's very snake it till you make it. It's really, can you snake your profession or not?
yeah, and
You know?
vocations you can't.
Right.
Those are real jobs.
What is the definition of a vocation?
yeah.
Because also, don't they say like God, like vocations are like
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of strong feeling of. So that's not okay. Wait, that's not what I'm thinking then.
But
because that's just a feeling.
I'm just thinking.
Oh, wait,
so they
a
call them
person-
vocational schools, though.
Right, a person's employment or main occupation.
A trade or profession.
That okay, that
Yeah.
definition, not the strong feeling of.
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the God shit. I think it's like my vocation was to be a priest.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, I think you got to like have a tangible like this is the thing I do. I provide this service, and then there is an end to it. You
Right.
know.
I remember when I was like growing up, there was a vocational school in my hometown, and it was, I think it's probably kids being kids to an extent, but like, it was like kind of like looked down upon if you went to the vocational school. And I
Now,
think
I bet those guys are.
I bet like now it's a completely different. Maybe obviously don't know what I'm talking about, but the like I think now it's more impressive to be like, oh, I'm a plumber.
Yeah.
Whereas it used to be like, I'm going to college. No one goes to fucking college anymore.
I saw a video today, and I think it was obviously staged a little bit, but I think it's trying to drive the point home. It was like over a girl's shoulder, sitting in an auditorium, and the teacher's at the front, and he's writing on the chalkboard in huge letters, "No AI," and the girl was using some sort of program where she just takes a screenshot of like the question,
Yeah.
and like it's a multiple choice thing, and the answer just like.
Wait,
pops
I'm not
up.
sure I follow.
So like she's just taking a test on her computer screen, and the teacher's like, no AI on the board. But all she's doing is she just takes her mouse, she takes a screenshot of the question, and then like a bubble pops up that's like, and it's like, you know, the answer. It's like an AI thing, being like the answer's A,
Oh my God,
the answer's
yeah.
C, and she's
Oh,
just
they probably
scrolling through her test, screenshot, answer.
Really?
It's like. And then the caption was like, "College just doesn't exist anymore."
Yeah.
It's like that. But I'm sure
It's like
somebody said that about.
calculators for regular life.
I'm sure people said it about calculators. I'm sure people said it about Wikipedia. All these things that people were like, school is like, you know, you're not even learning anymore. It's like you just have to adjust, or like that's the new version of it. But we're
like the
kind of
goal
getting
is-
to a point of like, it's just like if you were a super smart, if you were a robot and I turned to you and I said, "What's the answer?" and you gave me the answer, like, you're really not learning anything.
Yeah,
you know?
education's a lot like nowadays. It's a lot like this painting I really like. That like you get out of what you put into it. So you pour as much stardust as you want into education.
What image are we talking about? Yeah, what would it look like?
What is it? What does Nate say? He's always getting glitter. He's getting his glitter.
The shovel. Get the shovel out.
About a month ago, probably about a month ago.
Nervous this feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's an attack. We sat on this podcast
Yeah.
and we were like, things were changing. How did last night go?
Yeah. No,
We had to get to it
Yeah.
eventually.
It didn't
We're gonna
change.
talk about it.
Didn't change.
And I'm not even really asking so much for the
No,
Mets.
I loved it. I
the
loved
Mets
it.
was a great run, but like it was about two teams. It was Mets and Jets.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, the Jets. I can't even talk about the Jets.
I didn't watch a second. of that game.
Okay, I'll talk about the Jets. I'm the only one who's gonna say it. I am the only one in the world.
I'm gonna back you up on it.
Okay.
100%.
Me, you, and Richard Sherman. I saw he finally tweeted about it. No, he didn't tweet about like what I'm about to say. Aaron Rodgers is one of the most colossal disappointments in the world.
Yep.
And I really genuinely think people are afraid to say this. I don't know if it's because he's in the media a lot and Pat McAfee loves him and he'll like clap back at you, or there's the political aspect. Dude stinks and was hyped up to be like a Super Bowl savior.
Yeah.
Like if it was more like Brett Favre was like a gunslinger who's won before, we're gonna give it a shot.
You might catch lightning in a bottle here.
And they did. He got injured. They were 8-3. They were gonna cruise to the playoffs. He got injured, and then they jetsed it up. But they were never like, yo, Brett Favre is gonna come here and like win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers has been called a GOAT for a long time now. And I'm not a deep X's and O's football guy. I get that he like can make throws that other people don't make and shit. And they talk about his arm like it's the most fabulous arm in the world. And it's like, again, I don't know. I think Patrick Mahomes can make like amazing fucking throws. I think like Rich Gannon could throw the ball like amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like being like you have a pretty swing.
Do you talk shit about Brett Favre?
Like it's like having like a pretty swing in baseball. It's like, okay, like it looks cool and whatever, but like, are you good and are we winning? He came in, you know, Brady took the Bucks, but the Bucks got a bunch of talent and like he run with them. The Broncos and Peyton, same fucking thing. I'm asking for Aaron Rodgers to like win regular season games. I'm asking Aaron Rodgers when it's 20-20 in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes to go against the Bills, when the season technically was still like, if they beat the Bills the other week, it would be first place in the AFC East.
Yeah.
3 minutes, go score. Nothing, nada, zip, zero. We fired a coach for you. We ended a holdout for you. We went and got two of your buddies and your buddy OC. We have like completely coddled you and put you in like this perfect, your so-called perfect position, And
You put Aaron Rodgers in a safe space.
he's in a safe space, a little snowflake. And they suck. They were better last year with Zach Wilson and Robert Saleh and a 3-man rotation at quarterback. And then we got, allegedly, supposedly, a GOAT. And yes, he's a Hall of Famer. And the team still stinks and is arguably worse. And I was always kind of like, I definitely don't think he's a Brady. I don't even think he's a Manning. I think there's like other guys that I would just take straight up over him. If he didn't have that one, he'd be like the most colossal disappointment in the world. So now he's coming to us, washed up. He's slow. There are other problems for sure. But like, so to me, like the offensive line and some of the defensive problems should be like, okay, you're not like the Super Bowl contender we thought you were going to be, but we're going to be in there. We're going to try. We're going to like be a playoff team. It's like the team is bad. And we blamed every other quarterback. You know, again, we always say the offensive line and the coaching. There's always been problems with the Jets, but we hammered the rookies, the Darnolds, the Zach Wilsons, hammered them. Get them the fuck out of here. This guy stinks. And Aaron Rodgers is basically doing the same shit. And I'm hearing like Jack Mack was like, no, he's like throwing the ball well, and like he's making a couple plays. It's like, we're not like talking about that. We're talking about winning fucking football games and like leading the team to being a contender, and it's not happening. Why is nobody fucking giving like?
It's what I've always said about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yes, he can make throws Brady can't. Yes, he can do throws other people can't. That's not what being a quarterback is. It's obviously a humongous part of it, but like quarterback is the confidence you instill your guys, how you hold the room, what your game preparation is. Like it was always very clear. Tom Brady is the better quarterback here. He's the only person who's not splintering every locker room he sets foot in.
Yeah.
Not only person, but like the only person in this 2-person conversation.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
It's not good. I'm very I'm like those like gifs when like you like flop the chair out. I'm like, I'm here for the Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
downfall.
Here's the other thing too. The words that I saw used the other day was Woody Johnson is now very involved. That's a bad thing for many reasons. First of all, I think when your owner is now starting to like supersede and like kind of like toss aside your GM and head coach, like that's never good.
Yeah.
Unless like I don't know if like Bill Belichick owns a team one day or something like that. He's not good. It shows he has no faith in like his brain trust. And whenever this happens, I'm trying to think of a time in sports it worked. But if you throw together aging stars, it really doesn't work.
No.
I mean I'm trying
Nets,
to think.
Lakers. Those first it popped because of the Sports Illustrated.
I remember which Lakers you talking about?
The like a fucking Steve Nash, Dwight
Yes,
Howard.
right.
Yeah.
The Gary Payton and Malone Lakers. You know, it's like it's much better to have like your guy and then up and coming, hungry, young, athletic guys than people on the tail end of their career.
Yeah.
And it's especially not that when you're doing it mid-season. It's like now you have an interim coach. You're bringing in guys who have to like learn the playbook, old guys that are like just his friend. We're talking about like somebody on the fan today was like him and Devontae Adams have like a ESP thing, like this connection. It's like, I don't know. I think Devontae Adams is probably starting to age out. It goes fast, man. You know, like the next best receiver is already probably here, and you're fucking on the tail end. And if you're not the mobile guy and you're not the same, you don't have the same magic up your sleeve. Like, I don't give a fuck about the Hail Marys. I don't, Tom Brady is fucking on the sideline with 2 minutes to go because he's got the lead. Like, we're not worried about the fucking Hail Mary at the end because, like, the job's done. Or, we're going to just dink and dunk our way down there. It's not going to be 3rd and 18 and you're just going to fucking wing it and hope for the best. Even down to, like, the other day Mike Williams fell over because he had to stop and try to come back to the ball. And he looked a little goofy and fucked up, and he kind of ran the wrong route. But it also was a shitty, underthrown ball. And, like, no one's talking about that. It's just no one's saying it. And I can't believe it because we ruin mentally, emotionally, and probably that translates into physically, ruin the rookies who should not even be under that pressure, And this guy who's supposed to be able to do it is not. And we're all just like waiting. I saw like the ESPN has them ranked. They have like a 48% chance of making the playoffs right now. 8th best in like the league. And it's like, because we're just assuming that all of a sudden he's going to play like 2010 Rodgers or whenever that fucking, best years was. What are we talking about? This guy sucks.
Dude,
the team sucks.
You just saying we ruined emotionally, mentally, whatever, reminded me of one of your tweets the other day that I loved. When you were like.
I think I'm not gonna love it. I think
No.
if you love it, I'm not gonna love it.
It's not. It's just so funny. Where it's like it was Frank, and you were like, I think Frank working out's affected his mental health. I think somehow Frank's physical exercise has affected his mental
No,
state.
I do have to get a little gay for the moment though about the Mets because I said off mic I'm reserving my how crushed I am about the Mets is TBD. It is on hold. My ultimate sadness for this year will be determined by what happens in the World Series. I will not watch a single second of it. I will not see a single pitch. I will not watch a highlight. I will not check a score. I will have to check a score the next day and just be told what happened. Otherwise, I'm going into complete baseball blackout mode. I'm just going to watch reality TV and watch good movies. If they win somehow, then I kill myself. If they don't, I'm very happy with this year. Like, it was so much fun. Even their good year a couple years ago was like so stressful and not enjoyable. This was enjoyable. Overperformed. They were all likable guys. And then we also had this like awesome. The Mets Aliens is like one of my favorite things that's ever happened at Barstool. Mm-hmm. Truly, it was really like one of the best little rides. I mean, it's also. I don't know, maybe this happens to you guys all the time, every playoffs. I don't know. We don't have that experience. But even when we did, like, me and Clem were the first electric chair ever, first stream for the 2016 play-in game, wildcard game. And it was, like, just us, And then, so, like, it's like looking back at that, it just kind of keeps growing. 2015 was, like, we were doing the bus, but I don't even know who else was here. It was a Mets fan. It was, like, Glenny and, like... a couple other guys. I was like kind of like on an island, And even if there was, I was on the road with those guys, so that wasn't the same. And then 2022 was short-lived. This was like, there was a clip of Sean Manaea, the Mets pitcher, talking, and he got emotional, and I want to play it because I was like, word for word, this is my speech to the aliens. It's only 30 seconds.
I'm just super proud of everything we accomplished. Everyone here. Nobody else had.
He's starting to cry.
These boys grinded the whole year, and it's sports, so it just is what it is.
And I was like, I literally was like, fellas, like, it was an honor. It was a pleasure, but I mean, he's getting choked up. He's like, there's nobody else I would rather do this with. I was like, this is exactly what I want to say to the fellas. I mean, it's Pavs, Clem, Jack Mac, Clemmer, Meek Mill, Jenks, Frank, me, Rico. I mean, it was like for the last 2-3 weeks, we were, with each other more than like our families and shit. And like, did you see 15-year-old Steve's video, the Clemmer counter? The got him.
Oh, yeah.
The every strikeout I knew, Clemmer was gonna say got him. And in the beginning, it actually kind of drove me nuts. And by the end of it, I was like, "Yo, did you say it? Like, did I miss it? Like, you got it in there? Okay, good." And like everybody has their own phrases and things that they say and ways that they act. But I bring it all up to say the ultimate one really was Frank, because I found him in years gone by to be absolutely insufferable, and not even in a funny way or a cute way. Like, I was like, I hate this. I don't enjoy watching with you. I don't like the way you talk about the team. All of that shit. And I don't know, I think there's a lot going on with Frank that made it like he was great to watch with. Because when he's not being a freak, he's like this, encyclopedia of like cool facts and weird knowledge. But it was like You're my team, man. You're my squad. The aliens.
I saw Frank at the. I went to the Devils game Saturday night maybe, and I saw Frank just like walking, and he was like, I was with the Devils played the Capitals, so I went to the game with Nate, and
So you guys went separately and then saw him.
and just saw him, yeah. And as after the game, we're walking out, and it was just like, oh, what's up, Frank? And the Devils had just lost in overtime, and we talked about the game. No, like freaking out. No
chewing on things.
It's
no
just
nothing.
like
Yeah.
little discussion about the game. Good to see you, Frank. See you later.
Goodbye. Yeah. I mean, he is a different man. He still found his way. Like, he was just mad about like Fox, the broadcast, not like us or the team. You know what I mean? These motherfucking camera angles, or you know. It's like, all right, we can all
Dude,
yell about that.
I do have to give credit to the Fox. The drone shots were cool as fuck.
The drone shots are cool.
Yeah.
The rest, bro, so bad. And TBS with the fucking second base just being shaded a little bit different than first and third. Every time I turned on an AL game, I was like, someone's on second. Like, I was like, everyone's always on second base in the AL. And then everyone was complaining about that, and they didn't fix it. That is, I guess people like these producers just don't see these things, or they don't give a fuck. But like, just get in there and make it the same fucking color. Like everybody hates the in-game interviews. Everybody was complaining they never showed the bullpen and who's coming into the game. Everyone was complaining about the bases being shaded in wrong. 100% across the board. There was not one fan who was like, I like the in-game interviews.
The thing with that though, like I just have to assume it does play well for people who are casual fans, because every league does it, and everyone who's like a real fan says like we don't like it. So like it has to, like they must do focus groups. There has to work on somebody, because like real fans, it annoys them. But like if you're just,
they like miss pitches and shit. You know what I mean?
But like to honestly, to like probably 75% of people watching the game, they don't like, they're fine missing a pitch.
Guess you think? I don't know. I don't think people tune into baseball the same way they like will just pop on a football game. I think if you're watching the game, you're like are into baseball.
I largely agree with you. But I think that there must be like everything. All sports are sold on human interest. Like you watch the Olympics, you watch like the World Cup, like all that stuff is sold on human interest. So like you have to get the humans involved. It is also, to be fair, it's like what we always bitch about with baseball, where we've always been like they don't know how to market their players. They don't know how to market. Like an in-game interview with the guy who just hit a home run is probably
that's fine. Like, but there's just like a time to do it, and a like. Doing it while the game is going on is crazy to me.
It to me as well, but like there has to be evidence somewhere that it's useful.
Frank blew a gasket when they interviewed the guy who hit the home run.
I know.
He was like, "That's fucking so unprofessional." So I mean, the ride is over. It was extremely fun. I think for better or worse, it also fully indoctrinated my kids, which sucks such a fucking dick that they're like I haven't really done this with them yet, but they're gonna be like, wait, but the Yankees are in it? You know, it's like I thought like the Mets were like the better team and the more fun team, and I was like, they are, but like the Yankees
More
are
fun team doesn't win every year.
Yeah, exactly. Like, life ain't fair, kid. Learn your lesson.
How did Shea like Taylor Swift?
I was gonna say you know, one member of the family had a horrible night. The other had maybe the best night of her life. No, not even maybe, like definitively the best night of her life.
Really?
She like straight up point blank quote, This is my dream come true.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was very cool. I just like love Taylor Swift because of this. Like I used to be like not like a hater, but I would make fun of like her. I did think she was like kind of like looking for attention.
You dipped your toe into hater.
Yeah, I did think the dancing and the always being surprised about winning the Grammys and some of that shit was a little bit much. Started to join her side. Like I was like, oh, Scooter Braun's a fucking asshole. That kind of turned it a little bit. Liked Midnights, but once Shea like became a fan, once you see somebody who like, I mean, it like legitimately changed Shea's life. Like she all of a sudden got into music and she started playing the guitar and she started memorizing lyrics and performing and dancing and all that and like talking about it and had her own like hobby and interest. I was like, I love you so much, Taylor Swift. Like, I will defend her forever. Now, her music is, like, I know she's a great songwriter. There's a bunch of hits that I do like. The rest of it, I could kind of take it or leave it. But I'm like, just the experience you create is So unbelievable for a little girl. And Shea was just talking to like strangers at the. So also Shea got the Eras tour jacket. So if you don't know about it, Dave created the Eras jacket. It was a jean jacket that he got stitched up and patched up. Has all of her albums on the back. And I guess somebody just randomly, some girl like said like, "Can I have your jacket?" Right?
I think he started it with the intention of it becoming.
On purpose. Oh, I
think so.
I thought someone was like,
I
want it or whatever, and he was like, "You can have it, but the rule is." So whatever way, however he came up with it, Dave's rule was, you pass the jacket on to someone who's going to the next tour, and so now it has traveled the world. They also have now included a bag that has bracelets and other things. So you get the bag.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yeah, I think like there was a couple notes written that I think people like keep the note but put like a copy of it in there.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Stuff like that. And
This is so funny.
bro, it's just so the morning. I don't know exactly how it works, but the person who runs the Dave Eras Tour jacket account is like it's like a professional job. It's like I mean, think about how often she travels and how so they have to coordinate and mail it. Like when it's
Is it not Daniela? I was assumed it was Daniela.
I don't think so. Oh, is it?
I have no idea. I thought Daniela kind of just does all that stuff, but
No, because I
obviously
think
don't
it's
know.
kind of like a separate thing. Like I think it's a fan thing.
Really.
Well, I don't know. So I get the text in the morning that they're like the Eras Tour jacket girl like reached out or person reached out.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't Daniela who reached out to you, then it's not Daniela.
But it wasn't me. It was them. So I don't know. I didn't even think to ask. Like,
But I think Daniela would like just text you if Daniela.
probably.
Right?
Yeah. So but then I texted Dave and I said, "Guess who got the nod for the jacket?" And he goes, "I know. I heard." But it wasn't like I told. You know what I mean? Like he was not involved in it at all.
So how? Oh, that's crazy. So how did you?
This just happened.
But how did they know Shea was gonna be in Miami?
Caitlin was like posting about it and stuff like
okay.
that. So she was talking about like her trip on social media, and I guess they reached out and they were like, "Do you want the jacket for the night?" And so I'm assuming whoever does run that account is enough of a stoolie to know Caitlin and follow and all that shit. Like there's no way it's a coincidence like that. So whoever it is kind of knows, following, sees that, reaches out and says you can have the jacket, and then so I'm like talking with Dave, I'm texting him, being like, do you guys want to meet somewhere, or should I give him your address or whatever? He's like, yeah, just have him come by the house. And the meetup between Dave and Shea Clancy is an all-time. Oh, Shea was so nervous. She was so like quiet. I know like that's not, Shea was probably shaking in her boots. But it was, I mean, again, I've been using this one example over and over, but I'm going to continue to do it because I think it's so funny. I mean, this is a man who wished and hoped that aliens would abduct her out of her crib. We were just, there was on the rundown, there was like a spate of alien sightings, like 1 month where, there was, so those things come in like bunches,
Yeah.
And there was one that was particularly like a big headline. The Navy has like confirmed aliens. And we had a fight about like, we would go down with the human race. Me and Dan are like pro-humans, and Dave was like, fuck that. I'm going up with the aliens. Like, I pick winners. I ride with the Patriots. I'm from Boston. I'm riding with the aliens. And we had this whole, no, fuck you, team human, team alien. And so he just became like pro aliens. And he was like, I hope they come in there. I hope they abduct her right out of her crib. And now met up with him. And not only was he, very nice about it, but he texted me afterwards and says it was very cute.
Really?
And I was like, this is weird. Like Dave saying anything is cute, let alone like my daughter is fucking banana land. But much like Taylor Swift, having to thank her, I have to thank Dave and whoever runs the Dave Eras jacket tour, because this made it like, it went from a 10 to like a 20 in Shea's mind.
Really?
Because I was like, yo, besides Taylor and like her openers, besides the people on the stage, you are the next most important thing at the show. Like people would be like, who's the girl who has the jacket? Who's the person who's wearing the jacket today? So she was like, I think Shea almost convinced herself she was going to be on stage. You know what I mean? Because I think they got pretty good seats. I think they were floor seats. But Shea was saying things like, kind of like, so like when I meet her, or like I think she's going to like see my sign, or like, I was like, baby, I don't, Let's keep our hopes. It's gonna be fun, but
I remember, I think when I was her age, I went to SmackDown at TD Garden, and same thing. Like, I thought I was gonna wrestle with The Rock. Like, I thought The Rock was gonna bring me in.
This is it.
The Rock did wrestle twice that night, so it was pretty sick anyway. But
I mean, Shea does. She calls it. She says, "Can I do Taylor?" Doing Taylor Swift is what she does. She goes into a room by herself, and she plays the entire Eras Tour concert from front to back, and she performs the whole thing. She knows every word of every song. She also knows all the talking points. She'll be like, "Hey, SoFi Stadium, we're here tonight." She talks along with the whole thing. So every night she's like, "Can I do Taylor? Can I do Taylor?" I'm like, go ahead. And so, I get a oh my God, I just got a text right now. Shea is in Us Weekly.
really,
So these were the pictures of her just linking up with
Oh my god.
just random little girls.
That's so
Like
cute.
holding court, just draped in this thing. She
doesn't know
had a no idea who they were. She was draped in the jacket and had on what I almost would not have allowed her out of the house to wear, to be honest. But whatever. Mama and her had their trip. She had like a Taylor Swift like concert outfit on, bedazzled and all that. So it was probably like literally the greatest night of her life. I just can't fucking believe it. So thank you to Taylor Swift and Dave for making that happen, because she will. I was thinking the whole time, I was like, oh man, I wish I was there, but like, what if the Mets won or whatever, and then they lost, and I was like, fuck, goddamn Mets. It's the fall, which means it's time to have hearty meals. You know, you're talking about the sun goes down, it gets a little bit colder, and you want to have some autumn inspired recipes for dinner. HelloFresh has got you covered. They send you a box with all sorts of proteins and veggies and sauces and spices that are all geared towards the season of fall. I'm sure there's some chilies and some pumpkin stuff and some vegetable medleys and all sorts of spicy, hearty meals that make you nice and warm on a fall day when you're watching football or you're sitting outside or you're bundled up in your flannel. Make it a full fall season with HelloFresh. They send you all of the ready-to-use ingredients, have a recipe card, have all of the information you need. Everything is pre-portioned, so you don't even have to worry, did I add too much or not enough? Everything is the perfect amount for perfect restaurant-style meals in your own kitchen, without the high price tag, without the grocery shopping, without the cooking. Well, now you have to cook it, but it's all just 20 minutes or less, which is less than the time it takes to get delivery now. When I order delivery, it's always like 45 minutes. I'm like, I'm going to starve to death in the time that I could cook this delicious meal. So make sure you get your meals for this season, because no meal hits like a meal in the fall. So get 10 free meals right now at HelloFresh.com/freeKFC. Apply it across 7 boxes, new subscribers only, and it varies by plan, but you'll get 10 free HelloFresh meals across the next 7 boxes you get by just going to HelloFresh.com/freeKFC. That's HelloFresh.com/freeKFC. You're going to need to eat dinner. You might as well do it and get 10 free meals. Go to HelloFresh.com/freeKFC. Feitelberg out. Jackie shifts over. Fights just did his Philly show. And by the time you listen to this, they will have done their Chicago show for Out of Order. I heard very good things about it. Very, very pumped to see his stand-up. I think he's going to smash it.
I heard that he smashed it.
Yeah, I've heard good things, but I want to see it. He's so stupid, man. He's like, I was so worried like the crowd wasn't going to like the sketches. It's like, they're Out of Order fans, bro.
Yeah, I
know. They bought tickets to go to the Out of Order show. They're going to love the Out of Order sketches, man.
Yeah.
Not to mention they're
apparently
like
it was
fucking mini movies that are hilarious, but it's like, yeah, these people love you, dude.
And it was better. It seemed like it was better than even, like, it was like a roaring laughter.
Right,
like, even,
right,
like, the
right.
sound
Even just a
guy,
regular,
he
yeah.
wasn't, like,
But
whatever.
I mean, we always did that with our live shows, but it's funny to not be in it now, because I could be like, you're so fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when me and him would be like, oh, I don't know about that show, and you guys would be like, that was a good one. What are you talking about? We're like, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Now that I'm
yeah.
on the outside, I'm like, I'm sure it was fucking amazing, dude.
That's such a good
But
point.
it's easy to say, do as I say and as I do, sort of thing.
I also feel like since when I would actually be on stage, like the anxiety, it's like you can't even hear like.
Well, but that's why I think he's great. He never had that. He was always like, you're nervous up there? I'm like, Fucking yeah, dude. I'm nervous.
But
I'm
were
sweating.
you,
I'm
like,
shaking.
you
I mean,
don't
I'm like,
seem
I can
nervous.
always just like get through it. But on the inside, every time a show ended, I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever want to do that again. And then I get up for it a little bit for like the next show, but then like the same ups and downs every time. And he would always be like, I don't know, I'm good. Like he would have his opinions on it, but he was always like, I'm pretty fine. So I was like, I think you're gonna get up there and do stand up like a total natural.
Yeah.
And I bet that's exactly what happened.
I'm curious, but he also wrote it like 5 minutes the night before.
That's
so
also.
but I feel like
how
that's
he
fast.
rolls.
It's like
Yeah. So Out of Order. This is their tour week. I'm pretty sure they're already sold out, so you can't get any more tickets. But I believe they will be doing a bigger tour later. So if you're an Out of Order fan, if you're not, go watch their sketches. They're unbelievable. They're like fucking, like I said, movies. The one that's about to come out that they played at the show looks like an actual like bank robbery movie.
yeah.
I was like, I'm
It
watching
full
like a
set.
Michael Bay movie. It's fucking insane. So go check that out if you haven't. Out of Order on YouTube. Today is going to be the last day for our fundraiser. I haven't talked about this on the podcast yet. I've talked about it on social media. We made up these T-shirts for this family in my town, the O'Neills, who the father was a retired NYPD cop, and he shot and killed their mother and then killed himself. So there are 3 boys who are orphans in my town, who are 15, 13, and 11. And it's like the most depressing story I've ever heard in my life. The whole town is like, rocked by it, obviously. And so we put the T-shirts on sale like we always do. I didn't know what fucking shirt to make, man. I was like,
I think it's good.
it's cute.
Yeah.
But it's like people. So we raised like $26,000, which is like great. That'll like help pay groceries for those kids for like 6 weeks.
That's insane.
It's crazy. We raised $750,000 for the last firefighter, and Dave doubled it to 1.5. But because this woman is a school teacher, and people were like, I don't like the shirt. And I was like, it's not about the fucking shirt, man.
Yeah.
I just Googled fucking what like orphan logo, like orphan organizations use, and it's hands and hearts. So I was like, there's no cool patch. There's no fireman
Yeah, what do
patch.
they want?
There's no
Like-
thin blue line. I don't know what to make for these kids. Should I have just made like a fucking Yankee shirt? I don't know. So I'm sorry if the shirt design is not cool enough. I never in a million years thought that people actually cared about the
You
shirts.
should make some like
Buy the
high-piece
shirts.
thing.
I throw it in the garbage. Like I never even
Yeah.
considered. But maybe I should have made like just a cool shirt. I don't
No,
know.
but, like-
I was trying to think of something that would just like it just applies to everybody. It doesn't matter what it is, because if I made it like a sports team, maybe other fans wouldn't buy it. Or if you're not from this town, I don't wear it. You know what I mean? So I just tried to do something generic.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's just crazy to me that it's like it really kind of goes to show that when those things happen and everyone's like, we got to raise money for these kids, it's like apparently not, because I'm telling you the story here, and I guess it just doesn't go viral in the same sense when you have cops and firefighters, and I know that they're everyday heroes, and it's very sad that they die in the line of duty, and it's somewhere that they willingly put themselves in the line, and then they lost everything. So I get the differences, but it's also like everyone always says, like, let's raise money for these kids, and it's like, well, now it seems like you're raising money performatively. Now it feels like you're doing it to like talk about it online or wear the shirt and be like, I donated, because if it really was about the kids, I cannot even imagine a worse story than finding your mom after your dad shot her. So like
the kids they found.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So like she didn't die right away, so they called the police and they tried to save her on the scene, couldn't do it. Like, what's worse than that? Nothing. So why is it not $750,000? Because it's not a hero thing, and I don't know if that's politics or just social media or performative popularity shit. I don't know what it is, but it's wildly disheartening. But it's still $26,000, so that's good.
Wait, what happens to the kids? Like, just orphans.
That's why I was like, let's raise as much fucking money
Yeah.
as we can. I don't know.
Yeah.
What if they don't have a good aunt and uncle? What if their grandparents are gone? What if they don't, 15, 13, and 11 is like, you're just going to start to worry about like high school and college. You're just going to start to worry about, sports and equipment and travel. Like all, it's like they need the money like the most now. I have no idea what's going to happen to them. Hopefully they do have a good family, but whoever that is not prepared to take on three extra kids. So it's like, and there's life insurance, and there is a GoFundMe that raised a lot of money. We'll put that link in there as well, but GoFundMe takes like pretty big fucking chunk of it. So the T-shirts are always like the best way to get money directly to the families, and there's not a middleman organization that takes a cut. So when we get $750,000 from us, we know where the money is. We know what's going on with it. We can give it directly to them. There's no, even like the most guaranteed charities, if you really look into them, there's always money off the top, and they gotta, you know, run their business and all that shit. So
Can you try and redesign a new shirt?
what do you do? What do I do?
I don't know.
If you have any ideas, yeah. If people have any ideas, we can do it again. At this point, I feel like the story kind of dies. That's the other thing is, like, there are tragedies all over the world all the time. So you do have to pick and choose. Personally, I think a murder-suicide in your house is pretty much top of the line.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like, I had this happen and I had that happen. Can you raise money for me? And I do feel bad. That's why I hesitated to, like, compare tragedies, because that's shitty and classless. But it's like, this one is exceedingly rough, you know?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
figured this was worth it. But it didn't, you know, it doesn't get the same publications writing about it countrywide, all over the place. It was a very local thing. So I guess in that sense, raising $26,000 is actually probably pretty good, because the amount of people locally that probably all donated or bought, it's probably like everybody. But it just doesn't reach, you know, other cities and other towns and other states for, you know, whatever reason. But to everybody who did buy, thank you. And if you do want to support at the last second, we'll leave it open through maybe like tomorrow or something. You go to the Barstool Sports store and the shirt will be there, and all proceeds go right to the boys. We're gonna do. We have an interview with Heather McMahan, who is my favorite person.
She's so funny.
It's like, you know, my true like friends that I've made, like Stefano we just had, and a couple of the comics who are like my friends now. After that, it's her. She's my favorite person.
And she's so nice. Like, she's so nice to, like, me. And,
so
like,
fucking nice.
Yeah.
She's like handing out her number and helping, giving out advice about men, and like talking business with me, and brings her husband in. And
her husband's the best.
Her husband caught like 1,000 strays in this interview.
But he
just sat there.
Yeah.
He was just like, okay, sounds good, man.
He was
the
such
best.
a gangster about it.
Yep.
That's
I mean, I'm
such a
sure
good
that's his
quality.
life.
What?
I'm sure that's just his life.
Yeah.
That's a good quality. Just getting absolutely massacred by your girlfriend and being
But
cool
then,
with it.
like, he was just like,
Yeah.
that. I play golf on those jokes, so yeah.
Yeah, that is the thing. I think he recognizes, and it sounds like he's a successful guy in his own right, so I don't think he's some like freeloading sugar baby. But like, I'm sure he recognizes that like we're jet setting to Italy because Mama's on tour, you know? So if she wants to clown on me a little bit, but it sounded like there was, I can't remember what it was now, but there was one thing I was like, this is real. It was like something she called him out on. I was like, this is a real gripe. This is some real shit.
She kept going.
Yeah, I was like, this is not like for the cameras or whatever. Oh, it was the billboard thing. She tells a story about the billboard. He bought her a billboard and then was like mad that she wasn't there for the photo op. And that was a very real fight. I was like, oh man, most couples have this fight. It's just about like, you ordered the Uber and I wasn't there. In their case, it's a fucking billboard in Times Square. You know what I mean? But every couple is fighting about like the same shit. It's just whether it's, you know, like famous or not. So Heather's on the show. She is absolutely incredible. Love her fan base too. If she wasn't like massive, if we could have gotten to her like in her early stages of her career, I think she would have been great here, because she is just like, she talks about it all, everything in life. Like,
She really, like, when people say, like, they take up a room, like...
Yes,
she's just, like,
she has an aura, man.
presence.
She walks in and it's like, this is her fucking show. You're just lucky to be in it.
Yeah,
so
she's badass.
all right, we'll get into our voicemails right before the interview, but we got to talk about the Barstool drama going on with Tate and the New York office, which has just spiraled out of control and taken on a life of its own after Dave threw down the gauntlet of moving Tate to New York if the New York office votes to do so, which is a wild move, and it's going to be crazy intrigue and drama, and it's crazy for content. I think I always have like content-wise, it's amazing. I have the best interests of the people here in mind when I think about these things. I think they're kind of put in like a lose-lose situation where, like, the internet seems to hate this idea. They love Tate. They don't like New York. They think this is too far. So if the New York office votes to do it, they're the assholes and they get like the blowback. The commenters and the people on Twitter and all that will shit on them. If they don't do it, Tate's gonna turn right around and be like, you guys are pussies and you couldn't do it. So you take an L that way. And if Dave just made this decision on his own, it would be up to him. But the fact that he's putting it in our hands is now putting the brunt on us. So if we said like, no, you have to decide, Dave, Tate would be like, well, just like usual, New York's not doing the content. So it's like no matter which way they move, they're going to catch some sort of heat. Now, I particularly am of the school of thought, and this is just because I've been around and I've done it for so long and I've had so many people hate me for so long that like the people who hate you are always going to hate you no matter what. So there's no world where, depending on how you handle this, whichever way you vote, people are going to go, wow, like, I really like the New York office now.
Yeah,
those guys,
that's a good point.
they were really mature about this. Nope, those people are still going to hate you, still going to talk shit about you, still say all of the, wild shit that they say that Tate, riles up as like a commenter. So I would just say, if this dude showed up and fucked with people and then fucked with their lives, and then Dave Portnoy does not lose. When you start fucking with Dave, he's found a very good way to, get back at him, keep his hands clean, because he can be like, New York voted. Whether he's doing that on purpose or like subconsciously, I think Dave is like,
That was genius.
I mean, it's like perfect to just be like, it wasn't me, which is so fucked up because it should be his decision, not, regular people out there making, entry-level salaries. But it's just like, I don't know, like there are consequences for your actions. Like you came in, did this whole thing, and Dave reacted in kind, and now that's that. Many people have gone through that war before, where it's like, oh, I bit off more than I could chew. I went at like the boss, and now he, cracked the whip. Also, people are talking like he's, we're like sending him to Siberia. It's like he's gonna get like a fucking raise. He's gonna come to the best city in the world, and they're like gonna pay for his move and probably give him a raise to like match the cost of living. Which it's not like Chicago is like the middle of nowhere.
He also got like summertime shy. And now he's like beating the winter.
Yep,
cold,
this is the winter in Chicago.
Freezing
Yep.
winter. Like you're
Yeah,
fine. Well,
so-
I don't know. His girlfriend might be
gotta
oh,
be
I'd be so mad.
mad.
I'd be
What
so
would
mad.
you do? What would you do?
Well, I would just be like, okay, I'm not moving. Also, like, unless you're making a significant amount of money,
I know, that's the
I'm
thing.
not moving like 50 times with you.
So I think she has not yet moved to Chicago. I think that is the plan. I think she was from Ohio. She was like, I'll move to Chicago with you.
Okay.
But so then if it's just like, wait, never mind, we're going to pivot to New York. But Chicago and New York are very different. You can, I think, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
I
can still
think
get,
that's what I think.
you're closer to home and
Yeah.
probably still have family in the Midwest and shit like that.
I don't know.
I mean, the most, I've said this before a million times, the most difficult thing to do when you're at Barstool is have a successful career and a successful serious relationship. Oh, not most difficult. There's plenty of people who it just works and they have supportive men and women on both sides who are just like, I support you and it's cool. There are other people who struggle mightily with it and it's like a big problem. And
Honestly, I think
might be the case here. I don't know. I don't know anything about him or his girlfriend.
I think if he wants like redemption, I think it's a good idea for him to come here, because I think it's like he's gonna come here and then just naturally everyone's gonna be like, okay, this guy's not that bad. He's gonna get more comfortable, and then like, I don't know. I feel like if he can make it here,
If you can make it here, you can make it
anywhere.
I mean, I if there was like one, if he has not like on any level, I think appealed to any of the people who this is put on the New York office, but like I don't really care. I don't think like John, like it's the guys who he's going at that he's saying they're lazy and shit like that. You know what I mean? So those are the people that I'm kind of like, how do you guys want to handle it? Because you are the guys who are, dealing with this the most. I feel like if he had talked to any of them as like a regular person, this would be like a very different situation. But I don't think there's been one single conversation with cameras off like ever.
Yeah.
I think they've kind of said to him before, like, do you want to talk about this? Like, we can go, like, just hash this out, whatever. And that's never happened. Everything's been on camera all the time. And you get the impression that he's never the type who will like concede or take an L or even a perceived L or anything that the internet won't like. So in that sense, I don't think like if someone was fucking with me and there was never a conversation off camera being like, hey, I took it a little too far, or like, oh, I was just doing this for content or whatever. And then Dave threw this on my table. I'd be like, I don't know why do I have to like worry about his life and care for him when he came in here and showed zero of that towards me.
Yeah.
Like it's also one thing if you come into a place and you're like, you're fucking with people, but when you're like, you don't work hard, you are not here enough, you don't deserve your job. Like, you have no fucking idea what people's work schedules are, what they do. Coming in at like 8 o'clock, being like, nobody's here. It's like, that's not, it's never been Barstool. At the Milton office, the Chicago office, the New York office, working from home, like never. So but when you're like trying to call out to people's boss and then rallying the internet around someone not deserving their job, that's like very different than being like, you're a loser, your team always loses. You know what I mean? Like Yankees and Guardians. If there's like beef about anything really other than your actual like living that you earn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also think
that's
like,
a very
kinda,
different thing.
Like changed Keegs's like Keegs is really like taking like the brunt of.
That's what I mean. Like if I was Kelly, I'd be
no.
like, I now have to worry about his life
Yeah.
when he came in and like really fucked up mine.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like it is just commenters and Reddit threads and feedback, and that is truly, when I say this, I really mean it, a very vocal minority. But it's one that like gets at you, you know?
So
it's
mean.
like
They're so mean.
They're so mean, and it's like on the grand scale of things, people always say like, hey man, it's only like a couple hundred commenters. Like there's millions of Barstool fans. Correct. But when you get a couple hundred like tweets in a row that are saying something, it's like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like multiple hundreds of people being like, fuck you. Like that sucks. So that, you know, like negatively affects her life. I don't know. I really don't even know the origin of it. If she did something to like deserve it, I don't know where like that started. But it's like, if you just roll in here, get a whole bunch of people saying that about me, like, even for 1 second, have my boss like consider. I don't think Dave takes any of this to heart. But what if he did? What if he was like, wait a minute, let me check. Yeah. You know, let me start watching you with a close eye, or like fucking up your life, whatever. It's like, if that happened at a regular job, you would the same people who are like loving this. If someone showed up in their office and was like the office dickhead who was like, hey boss, like he's not working hard, it would be like, fuck that guy. Yeah. But because it's in this bubble of like entertainment, everybody loves it. And people forget that like there's also a very real side of it where those people are like, and they sign up for it. I get that. Kelly signed up for this game. She knows that. But she also then has every right to be like, fuck you right back. Yeah. And if this weird, wacky, like everybody loves the content, and then Dave throws down this ultimate content gauntlet, and now it's too much. Yeah. Oh, now, hey, there's real life implications. Well, there was real life implications before that. You just didn't like them. It was going against someone who you don't like on the internet, so you were all for it. Now, the guy that you like is up against something that Dave comes up with for content, and now it's too far. I don't know. That doesn't seem like, that does not seem very fair.
I will say, like, I get and I respect, like, and I, not respect, but like the fact that that's what does numbers for him. And like right now, I feel like him being new, like you have to follow the numbers for a little bit, use it as like a crutch, get your sea legs. If he continues to do this, like, annoying and like cheap and whatever.
I mean, if there is a career for this, like if you can't begrudge anybody for if they make it, you know what I mean? If he can make like tons of money and get tons of views and tons of sponsors by somehow doing this, like that's the game, bro. But I
don't think it should last, but I think like I'm more saying like if he somehow uses it like he has our attention. I'll say like he has our attention.
And if he springboards or whatever,
if he like is like, okay, now that I have your attention, and then starts like being a better person and making better content, like whatever, then I'll respect it, because it's like, okay, you got to play the game for a little bit, and then you got to do your own thing. You can't like do that the whole time.
It is like it's absolutely 100% show business and Hollywood, and those, when you hear stories in that realm of people being like cutthroat and not being considerate and all that. It's like, that's just how this industry works. The internet is now like the new version of that. So if he like doesn't make friends but does make a big career out of it, like that is the game. Once Dave says something like you are boring on camera, it's pretty hard to come back from.
Yeah.
Even if the people disagree, once Dave like thinks that about you, like that's Dave's opinion, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
So
I only say that like to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't appreciate the way he's done it so far.
yeah, but you know, it's like unfortunately that does not matter. Like you know, doing it now. If you also want to be friends with people here, if you want to have friends at the company, you shouldn't do this. If you want to be like, I'm not here to be friends, I'm here to be productive and make money and get views and be famous and all that, then like you have every right to do so. But just don't expect like some grace from the same people you're fucking with. I mean, it's crazy. It's like walking into a room, slapping someone in the face, and they punch you back, and it's like, whoa, all I did was slap you. You punched me. It's like, what? No.
Yeah.
You came in here. There are consequences to your actions. Like that to me is crazy to just draw the line like randomly. It's shit got crazy and spiraled out of control for the 5 millionth time here. What are we talking about? This has happened many, many times before in different forms. So we'll see.
Wait, so what do you think is going to happen?
I think once he went on the rundown and said like, I'm okay with this. I don't really care. I think people will probably vote him here then.
Yeah.
I think I do think people here, if for 1 second, I guess I can only speak for myself. I really don't know what other people are thinking. If for 1 second I thought that he would turn around and be like, "Oh my God, thank you guys!" Like, whew, I like if he stayed in Chicago. I mean, if we voted like you can keep everything, keep your life. If I thought for 1 second that he would be like, "Thank you," like I got way out over my skis. I never thought this was gonna happen. Like, thank you guys for taking that into account. Like, I appreciate it. I would probably vote for him to stay in his life. But he has not shown any side of him that's able to be even slightly vulnerable or take an L or be a real person. He will immediately turn around and go like, you pussies couldn't even do it.
Yeah.
So, it's like that makes me lean towards voting to send him here. But then also it's like, I don't view it as like ruining his life when I said like you get to move to New York and get a pay raise. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Like, and we've already shown if he goes to Chicago, he doesn't get any traction. He doesn't get any attention. He's making less money, and it's colder there.
Wait, he gets a pay raise because cost of living is higher there?
That's Dave said we will make sure you do not lose anything financially because of this. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Because he could turn around and be like, my apartment's $5,000 a month now, and Dave could be like, well, we're not paying for that. But if it's like, here's what my apartment was in Chicago, and a comparable thing is that much here, I think Dave would maybe do that. But that could be a big leap, And then it's like, what if he gets a different? What if he goes and finds a deal? What if he lives with whatever? And then it's just like he has more money. Like there's a lot of elements to it that are not as like, life. The term that's being thrown around is ruined life. It's like, oh my God, the dramatics is crazy. So it should be interesting though. We'll see. I think there's also people who are at the heart of it, and then there are people on the outskirts of it. Whether that means that they'll be like, I don't really like the guy, I don't want him around, so like I'm gonna try to keep him out of here. Or if they're like, I don't care, I'll vote however the people. I think the office tends, like the New York office is tight. I think they're actually friends. And I think they tend to be like, they'll go to the people who are affected by this most and be like, what do you want? That would be my guess.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out. I think it's going to be early next week. But definitely interesting.
I like it.
Never a dull day, man. It's Barstool Sports is the greatest running reality show, I think, of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's some really, really big ones, obviously, on TV. But
I'm so like keep Barstool, don't let it go soft,
Yeah.
Like I like that this is like.
Yeah. Well, that's also, there is an element, what Tate is doing is kind of what like we used to do, but it was real. and there was like
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
reasons for it, even if they were silly, even if it was like Dave is Boston and I'm New York, and he's the Patriots and I'm the Jets, and you know he wins and I lose, and I have the family and he's out partying, all that shit. There was just like there's rivalries with me and him and other people, and like we would go at it, and it was real, but it was organic. And he he comes from that time. If you listen to him talk, and my big brain, credit to my big brain, credit to me for this and that. It's like it's just literally plucked from like the Dave Portnoy, vocabulary and playbook, and it's from a time where that all that stuff went on, but it was organic and it was real, and it's just tough when it's like you're new here and you don't have any shows, you don't make any money, like that kind of stuff. If it was like when the boss does it to you and says like you're not working hard or you don't show up, when Dave comes through and like tears everyone a new asshole, it kind of means more. When it's this, it's like
you can tell it's like not authentic.
Right. It's like it's like why you don't know these people? Why would you care about these people? What is the only reason is because it garners a reaction. And that is when I think you run into trouble. When you do something strictly for the reaction, of course that always plays into it. Like if you're doing something and it doesn't garner a reaction, it's like if a tree falls in the woods, like don't do that content anymore. Nobody cares. If you want it to work, you want people to like it, but it also has to be like real. Because otherwise, let's just start manufacturing all of our content. You know what I mean? At that point, you kind of turn into everything that we always were against. So in one way, it's like the old Barstool. In the other way, it's kind of the opposite of the old Barstool because it's not very organic. But I don't know. I guess I can't say that because it did just unfold the way it did. I think there is a part of him that like did it, and once he saw the reaction, was like, I'm going to do this more, as opposed to like I'm doing this whether or not the internet is on my side or I get, tweets or whatever. Yeah. But so I don't know. I mean, I it doesn't really affect me one way or the other, so it's more for the people who are like in the trenches with him. But it will be interesting. It's always good theater. I would say aside from like the really, really, really popular reality shows, because even those we now know that they're kind of fake and fabricated. Like this place is still really pretty true to itself, where it's just like, it happens if it happens, it doesn't if it doesn't. But when it does happen, it's like fact is stranger than fiction, Everyone says the new Survivor is going to be like just as like even more crazy than the last Survivor. And it's like, you just get these people in a room together and let them go, and it really is that dramatic, like every single time.
I love it. I love working here. It's so fun.
Yeah, you say that until you're in the crosshairs. Where,
oh yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
This sucks so much.
Okay, wait. I actually take that back.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some voicemails. We got Peyton producing for us today, so she's going to play us our voicemails.
Oh yeah.
Today's voicemails are brought to you by Green Lumber. We got the daily offense supplements you need here that has all of the vitamin A, C, D, riboflavin, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, potassium, calcium, magnesium, zinc, all the things you need crammed into one capsule, anywhere from 100 to 250% of your daily value of these vitamins for your daily offense that makes you stay up and going. We also have the Green Lumber Natural Fuel for Men, 2 capsules, with the Green Lumber proprietary blend, 350 milligrams of everything you need, all these different extracts, all of these different naturally occurring things that will give you the boost that you need through the weekend, through the weekdays, whether you're at work and you feel like you are dragging, whether you need some extra energy to take care of your kids, whether you need to hit peak performance. They make supplements you can actually feel kicking in. It's like going back to your early 20s. It's like having your early 20s in a bottle. So it hits you with that nitric oxide boost, keeps the blood pumping, keeps the energy up, prevents all crashes. It's like taking vitamins, but it's never felt so good. And they got you covered on your prostate support and your gut health too. So it's actually doing a lot of the like medical health stuff you need as you get older and as you have to start worrying about these things. It's the full package to keep your system firing like a well-oiled machine. It's with discreet 2-day shipping. You're back in the game by Friday night, ready to go for the weekend. Everything you need right here in these packages, brought to you by Green Lumber. Go to Green Lumber. They never let you down. Get some today. Keep it up. Go to greenlumber.com/Barstool. Make sure you use that URL. It's greenlumber.com/Barstool for supplements that you can feel working.
One minute I'll ask Siri the local temperature, and instead she'll give me the forecast from 7 towns over, and I'll say, "Thank you, Queen, you've done enough. You get some rest." And I will actually say those things to my Siri because I care about growing and nurturing our relationship in hopes that one day, when AI becomes sentient and takes over the world, I will be granted mercy for the kindness that I've shown. The next minute, I'll ask Alexa to play a semi-niche song from an artist whose name is just a little hard to pronounce, and she won't even come close. And in turn, I will verbally berate her. I will spew the most unfiltered hate that you've ever heard. I will humiliate her. And I just think that there is such an interesting juxtaposition between my trying to get in the good graces of AI and my occasionally accidentally calling my Alexa a worthless tramp. Do you guys fall anywhere on that spectrum, or is that just a tightrope that I walk?
Yo, Glenn's fucking crazy, bro. He's electric. I don't use either of those things.
I don't really use Siri that much. But I do, okay. I always go into, like, whatever. But I do think, like, I seriously try and be nice to Siri because, like, she's, dude, like, if you think of
For real?
Westworld,
That runs through your mind?
because she's taking in all the data
All right.
right now.
When
If
you
you're
control
mean,
information.
like, that's data. And if for some reason they do, like, adapt to become, like, human-like and have, like,
You're like, this
emotions
bitch.
and whatever, they have that data. And I don't even want to test it. I don't want that
Do you
smoke.
use Siri or Alexa? Who uses that? I thought, I was like, maybe I'm too old for it, but I also feel like younger people don't. I actually think it's like, it is an older thing. I don't know. Not
You also
old.
have a mic, by the way.
Not like old people, but I feel like I'm doing the renovation in my house, and when it's done, I want it to be like smart house, like where I can just walk in a room and be like, turn on the air conditioner, and it does it. But if I was like just like a kid living in my apartment, I don't think I'd have like Siri or Alexa linked up.
When I was like driving, like when I was in LA, I was using it more because I was driving, and then I was like
talk to text
talk
sort
to
of thing.
text or like Siri play this.
I certainly have never considered their opinions of me, so maybe I'm dead when the revolution comes.
Oh my god! Oh, because I guess we said Siri. I was like, it's already okay. It was just
It's attacking. It found out. No,
I just want to be safe.
I don't even have Siri turned on. I think it's weird that they're chicks. How come there's no guy?
I think that you're more willing.
The patriarchy?
Maybe it's like
Internal
of
misogyny.
service to you.
Internalized misogyny. There's no way that a man
That's
can be a
so
servant.
true.
The next one should be
You don't ask a man to
Jeff.
do something for you. Yeah,
Jeff.
I agree with that.
He'd be like, I'm too busy. I can't. Do it
Maybe
yourself,
it's more
bitch.
of like a war. I don't know. That's kind of a good point. I do definitely. If they have like a British accent, I just feel like I don't even want to bother them.
They're better than you.
Like they're better than me. Like I don't even want to ask.
But I feel like they would do a better job. Like a British, if I asked somebody to do something and they had a British accent, I'd be like, they're gonna get that shit done. They're smart. They're sophisticated.
Yeah.
You know, if I was like, if I asked AI something and they were like, yeah, I gotcha, I'd be like, I don't know if you're gonna do that. But if they're like, yes, sir, I will finish the task by the end of the day, I'd be like, okay, you got me.
Guys with British accents, they like really, I'm over them. They think that they're like.
It's a little too automatic where it's just like accents are hot. So then they know it and it's like, well.
And I want you to know like it's hot for the first few weeks. Then
it's over.
Then it's over. So
it's like the Tate thing. It's going to run its course.
Yeah, it's going to run its course. Exactly. So
now, Australian, on the other hand.
Actually.
See, but because I think Australian
I
accent comes with this persona.
Yeah, they're like outdoorsy.
I think you're like a surfer and an outdoorsman, and you can like kill a snake with your bare hands, and you can like build a fucking cabin in the outback or some shit. Whereas like British, I kind of think like you're smart, but like you're a nerd. Australian, you're like Chris Hemsworth. You're like you're that
and they're
fucking
funny.
dude.
Wait, what do you think is like the funniest? Because like the funniest country.
The funniest country.
People. Because like I guess we would
probably
really
America
know.
because they're allowed to say things here.
I know, but like we only know English. Like I haven't ever heard, and even if I could understand like Spanish, like you don't like know enough to know humor. You know how it's like you kind of have to be a native speaker to really.
Yeah.
So like maybe like in Africa, they're fucking hilarious.
A lot of black people.
A lot of black people, exactly.
But I only know
like
black, like Americans, like African Americans to be funny. I don't know about Africans.
Okay, but you know how it's like growing up like having a rough childhood like makes
Yeah,
you
it makes you tougher.
funnier.
Yeah.
So like third world countries, they might be the funniest people in the world. We don't know because we don't speak their language.
We'll never understand jokes in like Swahili.
I think I looked it up and I think it said Australians though are the funniest. But it's like, how do you know?
See, but this is what I mean. That's all part of their persona. I actually think Australians are kind of like big pussies. I feel like Australia has been like the most like taking away freedoms and shit like that. But I don't really know.
I'm on a very specific TikTok with a lot of Australian.
That's the other thing is like we don't know anything about these countries other than like one or two influencers from said country.
Yeah, some representatives. They have some good.
What about like what's a like a German accent you're out on, right?
Yeah.
Very Hitler.
Anything
very
Eastern
European scary.
is scary.
What about like
Irish
Russian?
doesn't really do it for me.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think Irish has a good reputation as well. I think
I
if you
sound
meet a
funny.
guy with an Irish accent, you're thinking he's like a guy's guy. He's in the pub. He's like
Yeah.
he
But
can bust balls. You're gonna have good rapport.
agreed. Like that's how I feel about Scottish. I feel like Scottish, it's like okay.
Oh, I think those two are pretty close.
There's like a slight difference. The Irish
What's
is
the
kind of
Irish?
like I don't know. It's like I can't do it, but
No, but what do you think it is?
I just think it's a little like too funny of an accent. Scottish.
No,
feels
but I'm
a
talking
little
about
bit
the
less.
person. Like
Oh.
if I gave you the choice of like an Irish
for
guy.
sure. Lad's lad.
Yeah,
like
that's a good way to put it. Like he's a lad. you
like,
know?
and that is what I like. But I'm saying the accent itself
is a
makes
little
me
too
like
much.
I would eventually probably like you as a person. I'd have to get over the accent because it just sounds a little funny to me. Sorry,
But Scottish, all good.
Scottish is like you're towing the line, but like you're fine.
I would actually think it's the opposite. I think Scottish is where it gets too silly.
I get them. Maybe I'm even getting them confused. I don't really.
You don't
know.
even know.
I don't even
You don't
really
even-
know. I don't know what I'm
even
saying ever. So
It is interesting though that like a Russian accent would never do it for you. Spanish though has got to be up there, right? If you met like a Spanish
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
that's got to be number one.
But also, like French too. I could see that, but I just know I'm not.
French is like you're gonna get like a romantic vibe, but you're also gonna get like a condescending like.
Yeah. Like
you're
that's the
better
thing is,
than me
I don't
vibe.
think I could ever like keep up with the French guy. Like I'm an American boy
fuck
all
that.
the way. I don't think I have like the class.
That's what I mean. Not all French people are classy.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not. They're
No,
just
straight up,
perceived
they
that
are.
way. They just act that way, and it's like actually, fuck you.
Actually, there's a French guy who hit on me the other day.
He still got it. Hey, let's go, girl.
So yeah,
What'd you do about it?
just was awkward.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm so awkward.
We gotta like send a camera crew out with you or something.
It
Just
would
watch
be
you be
painful.
awkward. This is why we gotta get you on Love Island.
No, this
Love
is what I was
Island
thinking.
would be so fucking.
Yeah.
Love Island with Jackie would be incredible.
No, I don't think that
I actually thought that was gonna happen when we got in contact.
I
With,
had
with
an
the,
interview.
with the person, and you did the interview. I was like, this is gonna happen. Like, there's no way they say no to this bitch. I can't believe they did.
I think I was coming off too Sound of Mind.
Yeah, you. Well, that. Yeah,
And that was my issue.
I'm
And
gonna
I was
produce your next
humble.
audition.
Yeah, I know. I just want to be like. Just
We're
so you
gonna
know.
dress you up like a slut and make you look crazy.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
boom, you got it.
Well, I already dressed up like a slut. Like it was. I did that. It's just like they even said they were like, because they asked me in the interview. They were like, "Oh, so like, what's your favorite part about yourself?" And I was like, I was too humble. They ended up telling me at the end, kind of, because I was like, like I don't know. Like people say they like my eyes.
Jackie! Yeah, no wonder you didn't get it.
And then he said at the end, he was like, that was really great, but just so you know, for the record, like if you make it to the next round, don't say you know this. Like don't.
You
try to
gotta be
humble.
like,
yeah, I'm the baddest
I'm
bitch
a savage
in the world.
bed.
Yeah.
I give good head.
Yeah.
Like
Should've said that.
come on. You're not interviewing for a job.
Yeah.
You're interviewing to be like a ridiculous like asshole on reality
Yeah.
TV. Gotta give ridiculous asshole answers.
I know. There was something else I said. Fuck. There's
Yeah,
something
but you
else I
could
said.
never. I mean, you have trouble with your family with this. You could never be on Love Island.
I could never. I know. That's the thing.
You talk. You're all talk.
Seeing
You're all
you
talk, no
guys,
action.
thinking about you guys seeing me, even flirting.
I
with a
actually,
boy.
as much as I say, like,
you guys wouldn't be able to watch.
wouldn't
You
watch
wouldn't be able to
a
watch.
single episode.
No, yeah.
I want you on there, but I would just not watch that season. I would never be able to do that.
It still would get in my head. Like, what if there's clips? What if you accidentally see a clip? Because, like, you know, the like dancing one.
If
Like that
Jackie
one.
was in if Jackie was in Soul Ties, I would
I can't believe that they show sex.
pretty much
We
straight
talked
up.
about this on Fishbowl the other day.
Yeah,
Shout out Fishbowl.
it's just like
Yeah.
and it's only gonna get worse.
Wait, I want to get on so bad. Not actually though. I'm all talk. You're so right.
You're all talk.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't know if you're a little bit of action, like the fact that you're even here, did the helmet thing. You're a little bit.
I think
bite.
adrenaline would kick in. I'd pull it together and like it would be fine. But I would.
I don't know how people go on those shows and like make out and fucking
Yeah.
in front
Well,
of people.
I think it's
even worse than that is like people seeing your game, like seeing you be cutesy.
Yeah. Well, also, I think point blank, I think that flirting is embarrassing. Like, that's what, like, I'm
Inherently,
single
yeah.
because I think it's like
This is
literally
ridiculous
so
what we're doing. Yeah.
like ridiculous to be like, oh my God, like, you're so cute. That makes me cringe. So it's like having to do that and turn it on, it would be really good practice for me. Like, that would be great exercise. I would physically be sick to my stomach.
But if
every
you
night.
were the girl who can't flirt, that would be a good thing for Love Island.
Yeah, but I don't know.
They
if
would have a
give me-
montage of you just being like super
So
awkward.
awkward.
But
So
then,
awkward.
but then there would be a guy who was like, I find that cute. And then you guys would
But I don't
up.
know if there's time for that. I think like it would, like the girls who go, like it's like if you're in a friend group of girls who are all go-getters, like you're always gonna be the single one because like
There's
if
no one
you,
left for you.
like there's no one left because
Yeah.
it's like they're gonna go take it.
Survival of the fittest sort of
Survival
shit.
of the
You're
fittest.
like the run
and
to
like
the litter. You're
they
dead.
don't wait for you to like show your personality. It's like they go for what's gonna show, what's gonna go to them.
I think there'll be one guy, and it'll be true love.
I actually really do believe that you can find true love on that. Oh my God, should I? They literally don't want me. I've like tried.
No, what? Now, like the girls went like now we have like an in I think where if
Yeah,
if
it's
Fran
so
and Rio
true.
were like, yo, we have a really good recommendation, I think they would at least take it a little more seriously if you didn't blow your audition again.
Yeah, I know. And then when I blew the audition, I was like, it's that sucks. So it's probably my only chance because I'll probably get a boyfriend and like I'll probably end up marrying him. It's like 2 years later. So that's good.
This is it for me.
I did get
This
a
is it
boyfriend
for me.
right
I'm
after.
gonna,
Actually.
I'll be a mom soon. So
Yeah. Oh my God.
the fact that you even think that way is so disgusting.
It's kind of true. Like
It's the patriarchy again. It's that
it's
internalized
patriarchy.
misogyny.
Dad, I have
You
3
shouldn't
years.
even get in another relationship until you're 30.
No.
And
That's
I'm
not.
dead serious about that.
Okay, you know the whole, like, psychological thing about, like, if you could go back in time or whatever, and would you kill Hitler as a baby? And I was thinking about that, and I'm like, what would happen, though, if you did, that would change the future? So, you know, all of that, World War II doesn't happen, basically. But then, also, your reason for even going back in the past doesn't happen? So, would that change the timeline so that while you're in the past, you either are just completely out of the timeline, or you suddenly forget why you just killed a baby, and then it's just like 1906 or however the fuck old that dude was, and you're just like, you're standing there with like a futuristic weapon that you just killed a baby with, and you have no reason in your head as to why you would have done that, or what the device in your hand is, or would you remember all that stuff and then you're just in an alternate timeline?
These are the problems with time travel.
Yeah.
This
Is
is why we don't know, Jackie.
I think that you assume that you would know.
You assume, but why would like how? If they all, the idea is always that it's kind of like time is like circular and not straight. So it's like if you do go back and do it,
Yeah.
there's no guarantee that you would know those things from the past because that never happens because it's all just kind of a circle.
Do you
But we're just all
ever-
making up the rules because no one fucking knows.
Do you ever have this? This makes me feel like psychic. Is sometimes I'll see somebody who, and I'll be like, and I'll think it's one person, and then I'll be like, wait, that wasn't that person, like who I know. Like if it's like a Brad, I'll be like, oh, that looks like Brad, and then I'm like, wait, that's not Brad, and then like a minute later, I'll see Brad, and I'll be like, that's crazy that I was just thinking about Brad. That happens to me all the time.
Really?
And I know I say shit like that
You're
all the time.
manifesting
That
it again?
like what?
Like you're manifesting it again. You're thinking about Brad. So
Or
Brad shows up?
that makes me think that like like time is just like a loop. Like it's like some part of me knew that I was about to see Brad.
Could be.
And
How
like,
often
a
does that
woman I
happen to
fucking
you?
know. Honestly, all the fucking time.
So you see someone in the street and you're like, I know that person. That's XYZ.
It happened to me. It happened to
And
me. I
then
guess
you're like, oh
more.
wait, no, it's not. And then like you turn the corner and that person appears.
Okay,
That's
also,
happened to me.
like,
That's happened to you more than once. Because
all-
then I would be
literally all
like,
the time.
I'm magical.
I will say, granted, this happened mostly in college when I was
oh,
around,
you're like walking on the same campus.
and like all white guys look the same, so it was kind of like, or like all like everybody looks so fucking.
I
same.
was walking by this guy's dorm and he showed up every time. I'm magic.
But like,
That's-
and like, granted, it'd be like also like a guy who I was already thinking about 24/7. So it's like, probably that's it. It's still for it to have happened. Like,
So you're thinking about a guy 24/7. You're probably walking
So
around
I'm
his
just
classes
crazy,
and his dorm
and
rooms,
that's-
stalking him,
Yeah.
and you see a guy who looks like him, and you think it's him, and you're like, no, that wasn't him. But then you do see him. Time travel.
no, okay, but
Got
I'm
it.
also like that's giving me like the benefit of the doubt. Am I in frame? Okay, cool. That's giving me the benefit of the doubt. But I actually like I dump it. It actually happens a lot. I will say.
Outside of your college campus.
Yes. Yes.
That's happened in New York City.
Definitely less than when it happened on my college campus. And lest we not forget the Lego situation.
The Lego, lest we not forget,
Yeah.
the Lego situation is very true. The Legos thing was fucking crazy.
That was crazy.
Repeat that for the people who don't know.
Okay, so a day started and like for some reason
Lest we not forget.
every time I had a thought, so I was like, I was like, oh, I have to ask Joe for this, Joe, the equipment guy, for this. And right as I said that in my head, like I saw like Joe's coffee or whatever. And I was like, weird. Okay, whatever. And then something else happened where I thought, like Chris Castellani came in and I was like, wait, he looks like a guy from high school. And right as I said high school in my head, he said like in high school or whatever. And then like I was like, weird, I'm 2 for 2. And then the third thing happened. I forget what it was. And it was like right as I said it, like I saw it. And I was like, so I was telling Pavs and Nick, like whatever. I was like, I think I'm having like a psychic day or whatever. And they're like, you're fucking crazy. And I was like, okay, watch. Like I'm gonna like, or I said something like, or I was like, I'm like a witch today or something. And I was like, and they're like, okay, make something appear like in the world. And I was like, okay, if I see a Lego today, like a Lego figurine, then we know I'm psychic
witch,
or
yeah.
where. And
Right.
they're like, okay, like find us a Lego figurine. So I go the whole day. I'm like not going out of my way, like at all to
Get Legos.
to like get Legos. I see somebody like walking with a Lego bag and I was like, okay, that doesn't count like because I'm kind of near the Lego store and like I see people carrying around Lego bags all the time.
Okay.
But
So
it doesn't count.
you were pretty fair about it.
So then I thought in my head, if somebody puts a Lego figurine physically in my hand, then I'll know I'm psychic. So then my friend ends up like last minute coming over and like she brings a bag and I was like, hey, can I have some chapstick? And she like was like searching around for chapstick. She couldn't find chapstick, so she was joking. She just put a Lego figurine in my hand. And I literally look up at her.
Crazy.
I go, no, you didn't just fucking do that. And she was like, oh yeah, like funny joke, I guess. I go,
no, you don't understand.
and then I texted
She
them.
must have been like, what?
Yeah, I was like, you don't understand. and I texted Pabs and Nick, and they were like, that's actually pretty weird. You got us there.
See, that's probably like that. I think that's more like a ghost.
Yeah.
Like a ghost is like making that happen.
But it was so like it was so weird that a Lego figurine popped in my head. Like I knew.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't know, you guys. Again, I hide me from the Salem witch trial people because
Yeah, they would burn your ass.
They would burn my
They
ass
would
at
drown
the
you
stake.
real fucking quick.
and I deserve it. I really think I am a witch.
Well, let's use some of your witch powers. For,
Yeah,
like,
I don't know how
work
to
and
use
shit.
it for like anything beneficial.
Just get on TikTok and be like, I'm a witch, and fucking prove that shit.
Okay, what do you want me to do? Let me
I
try,
don't
let
know.
me try and do something
Fucking
witchy.
witch it up, bitch.
Peyton, do you have any witchy ideas? She wants far from this.
It's dying.
Okay, I'm gonna try to make.
What do you think of her?
She's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Okay, Peyton, you're not far. You're nuts in your own way. so
Okay,
it's
but
not,
not
you know,
witch nuts.
there's no witch nuts is like, okay, I'm gonna like I feel like I have to like prove myself. So I will try and make what's something that I can try and make happen. That, like
This is such a bizarre concept. I can't even like conjure something up.
Okay, like if Dave brings up Hershey Kiss within the next... No, that's weird. I don't want to do that one.
It's got to be something.
It's got to be something.
Well, I don't know how to prove you're a witch. I don't know.
You don't know what that is.
I don't know what you're capable of.
No, if
Imagine if Dave just brought up Hershey Kisses. I would fucking...
Within the next 6 months, then we know. That's a long time.
All right, we'll set a date. Set a reminder for 6 months from now, and we'll see if Dave has spoken about Hershey Kisses at all.
I don't know. I'll think about it and all.
Okay. All right. Jackie's a witch. Feitelberg will be back next episode, and let's get into our interview with Heather McMahan. Gametime is the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. We had a bunch of guys go to the NLCS to see my beloved Mets. They got tickets to go through Gametime. Kelly was like 10 rows from Taylor Swift because of Gametime. The best tickets available at the best prices on the easiest app to use. That is everything you need in a ticketing partner. And right now they have a brand new feature called Gametime Picks, where they make it even easier to get to a game or a concert or a stand-up show or a Broadway show or any sort of live entertainment. Gametime Picks filters out all the fluff, all like the bullshit outliers, and it gives you only the incredible deals on great seats. So if there's some asshole on there who's like, I'm going to sell my seats, but I'm going to make them $10,000 a pop, no one's ever going to take that seriously. Gametime Picks filters that out. What it will show you is these are good seats that are at a reasonable price or underpriced for the best deal possible. So you don't have to waste your time going through thousands of available tickets on the secondary market. It's like, bam, here are the 5 best availables. You pick from that. All you got to do is open up your app, turn on GT Picks on the setting at the top of the screen, and then it'll do the filtering for you. So whether it's the guys who went to the Mets game or Taylor Swift concert, Gametime seats were the best possible available, and we know that because we've been using them for years now, and everybody's always been happy. So download the Gametime app today and use code KFC to easily score deals with the new Gametime Picks. What time is it?
Gametime.
Good job. This podcast is sponsored by Jack Black. They just came out with 4 new scents of their #1 deodorant, Pit Boss. Get it? Because it's your pits, and it's the boss of your pits. It runs the show. It tells the pits what they can and can't do. You want to sweat? You can't, because I'm the pit boss. They have the best deodorant when it comes to controlling wetness. Oh, that sounds so gross, but it's so true. That feeling of just being wet is the worst. Like when you're just like, I'm wet and it won't stop. I need Jack Black. They control odor and wetness no matter what you're doing. You can be fresh out of the shower. You could be dirty. You could be running around. You could be hot. You could be cold. They have the best when it comes to controlling your pits. They also have cleanser. They have lotion. They got the antiperspirant, all in your favorite scents possible. Feitelberg is the biggest Jack Black guy of all. I'm onto him now, but he's been using them for years. He thought it was like a prank when Jack Black came in as a sponsor. He's like, I've been buying this for years now. I finally got turned on to them. Very cool, very sleek, very masculine, and the best scents and the best results. That's really what you need. So they were founded over 20 years ago with the goal of controlling your men's body with using body care products, and they are just as effective as women's, but with everything that a guy needs. So it's simple and effective, and they say what they're going to do. So if you need to moisturize your skin, use their moisturizer. If you need to control your pits, get their deodorant. If you want to clean your face, get their cleanser. Head to getjackblack.com/KFC and use code KFC for 10% off your order plus free shipping. Once again, that's getjackblack.com/KFC, code KFC for 10% off your order plus free shipping. Make sure you use the code so that they know that I sent you.
I can't drink this iced coffee. It'll make me literally shit myself in like
It's called the Immaculate Constellation. That's what they're talking about.
So that's
just like the government has UFOs and shit, and they are hiding it from us. Let me get this up for you.
That's tied to this thing that I saw on TikTok that this alien showed up somewhere at like
Miami.
Yeah, in Miami.
But that was a while ago. That was like last
Well, I'm
year.
just hearing about it.
Yeah.
And I'm stressed the fuck out.
Well, we talking about the mall? The mall?
Yeah, the mall.
There wasn't no fucking aliens at the
Bro,
mall.
haven't you seen Fitzy's video? There's this guy named Fitz. He was at the Bayside Mall. Are we good, Jack? Yep. Where he's Fitz.
Yep.
The FBI showed up, confiscated everybody's phones, not his, and he's got the videos. It's proof, John. They're like 12 feet tall, and they're like long black figures.
Yeah.
So
that's the end of the story. That's it.
The video is grainy. It's definitely does not look real, but a woman on TikTok definitely said that she took the, the address of where this happened, flipped it around, and it's the exact address of Antarctica. So I'm just saying.
You know how I feel about Antarctica.
You know how we feel about Antarctica.
You know what goes on in Antarctica, bro.
Wait, so this is the night when all those cops were there.
Yes,
and so they've all just shut up for the last year.
That's what doesn't make sense to me.
Well, no,
I just found out about this
There's
last
a whistleblower.
night. Oh,
that's why. There's another whistleblower.
Not Fitz.
No, Fitz is just that dude who's got the footage.
But wouldn't a whistleblower be like any of the 300 cops who are there who make like $60,000 a year and could make a lot of money?
Great point.
I don't think they saw it. I think all those guys showed up and it was too late. Fitzy already had the shit. They're calling it the Immaculate Constellation, and it's basically the same thing as the last whistleblower, where it's just like, we got motherfucking UFOs.
Yeah.
And we got shit from outer space, and they're using it to try to learn how to make them ourselves. But, how many whistleblowers before you believe it, John? How many whistleblowers does it take?
I'm so glad that you're dialed into this because I thought I was the only one just literally
You
up
believe
at
in
night.
this shit?
Oh, fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in anything.
I believe in it. I
Really?
just don't care about it.
Oh no, I'm fully dialed in. Like I love the aliens. I'm ready to like start chit chatting with them.
Yeah.
Like this would be
there
my
are-
thing.
Michael Schellenberger is a like legit journalist who really I like would not fuck around putting out like dumb shit if he really didn't think there was something to it. And he's just talking to people who like work in these fields. And I guess there could be people who just lie all the time. That could happen. But a lot of details about a lot of weird shit.
I was on Audio Crack yesterday, which is our local loony podcast.
We have a guy who's a total,
and we were talking about different aliens. But Billy kind of had the same thing. And excuse me, I explained that like I just think of aliens like deep sea creatures, where it's like I don't know, it seems like it's there. That's cool. Doesn't seem to be fucking with me. I'm not fucking with it. We'll all go our own way.
I kind of believe that the aliens started in the ocean and then they went up and then they came back down and they kind of go back and forth.
I can get down with that.
I really definitely, I saw this thing that there's like a alien space station off some sort of cliff in Malibu. Like I'm really into this.
I don't know about Malibu. I really believe there's some shit going on in Antarctica.
Oh.
There's just weird rules about Antarctica where you're like not allowed to go there.
There's
like,
weird rules and the Game of Thrones connection. I'm just saying with the ice wall. You don't know about the ice wall? Now I'm not a flat earther. I definitely don't believe in that.
Well, I would hope.
I'm not a flat earther or any of that. But there's something about this ice wall, and if you get on deep Antarctica TikTok, you can't go past the ice wall. There's something fucking going on. And I told my husband, I was like, all I want to do for Christmas is go on one of those Antarctica cruises. I want to be kayaking. I want to get down there. I want to get eyes on it.
You want to get a little investigation.
I'm such a rich white woman and I'm bored, so I want to go to Antarctica and find the critters. Oh God!
We were just
How you
talking
been?
about Lucy's throwing in a lip with Lucy, and and you said that your husband would not allow you to do so.
Yes, but I love a vacation cig. When I'm in Italy, it doesn't count. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
And you're in
just-
Italy
You get
like
the
25
skinnies?
times a year.
Exactly.
So. Yeah.
I love a long Capri.
Yeah,
yeah. That's
those
just me.
Vogues.
Glass of Pinot Gris.
He came back from Italy with like a case of those ones.
The best.
I'm gonna pull it up. I love this picture. Every time I go to Europe at the duty free, I like
stock up.
Just buy a bunch
and
of.
I look right at the dead baby on the box,
Yeah.
and I go,
No, that's
Put it
the
in
the guy with the
problem.
thing in his
and
the little
just
tube in the
the
throat.
lungs
Yeah,
are just black. I'm like,
I don't know how I'm gonna
these
find
look
this.
cool.
these look cool.
This is more important.
I'm gonna find it. I don't know how I'm going to, but they put those pictures on it,
Right.
And Kevin just referenced a dead baby, which that is true. There is a dead baby on one. Well, it's actually a baby's coffin.
That's the one. It's
But-
a baby
God.
coffin.
This one is just a baby smoking a cigarette,
No,
and he
you're
looks like
fucking
the
with me.
most badass baby
Yeah.
you've ever seen. Like it just makes the baby and
Look
the cigarette
cool.
smoking more appealing.
Yeah, because the
Well,
baby
yeah.
in the coffin's already confusing. Like, was it because the mother was smoking during her pregnancy, or because
Or
the
was it the
baby was a
baby? Yeah,
badass
it's a baby.
and was smoking?
The baby was the coolest kid in daycare.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that that big fat Asian kid who's like probably like 9?
And chain smokes?
Yes.
Outside the factory?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Outside the
And
Shein
he's
Factory or the
he's
Temu
so,
Factory?
Like, puffy.
Uh-huh.
He's
Yep.
the man.
The man.
He is the man.
Yeah.
Like, he's got so much swagger. He's
I
cool.
kind of feel like maybe in a previous life, like I totally believe in reincarnation. I probably was that
that-
baby, or that's my future.
I was going to say, one of the
I'll be
other.
running a factory.
Maybe he,
You know,
maybe he's going to be you, you're going to be him.
we're gonna be making a ton of fucking money, and we're just gonna be chain smoking outside the Temu factory, and that is my dream.
I saw a video the other day from outside Temu, Shein, whatever,
Yeah.
one of those factories. It was one of the bleakest things I've ever seen in my life.
Fuck.
And not in the not a kid smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
It was just like a bunch of Chinese women walking on treadmills with a green screen behind them.
Wait, I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Like they were like selling them. So like they would change dresses, but they would have a green screen of like a runway behind them. But they were just
so it
like,
looks like they're
it looked like they
walking.
were in like Gaza or Ukraine. Like it
Totally.
was destructed around
And they're
them.
probably making like a penny an
But
hour.
I actually, okay, in all fairness, and I'm sure that it's horrible, but okay, hear me out. This is a new wave of how these gals are making a ton of money. So on the other side of it, when I always go to these specific outlets in Italy, and that's where I buy all my designer goods. I was going to go to the Fendi store one day, and they were like, "Oh, hold on, you got to give us 20 more minutes. We have our sellers in here." When I say there was 10 Asian gals in the store, they had 65 different, little tripods up, and they were just selling shit so quick. They were
so
like,
fast.
"These women will come in the store and literally sell millions of dollars worth of merch in like 25 minutes."
Because they just go like this shirt, bam, this
Yeah,
shirt, bam,
this shirt. Yeah, and they're
it's
showing
like,
the bags and
but
they're showing
how
the
is that
jingle
enough?
jangles.
Why does that work? Because like if you were buying something a half a second on camera wouldn't be enough
Like,
for me to...
oh, I didn't really see that.
I don't know, but they're
Can I get a
making
better look?
so much fucking money. But I know what you're talking about. The women on the treadmills,
Yeah.
and they wear the outfits, and they walk in the thing. Listen, I keep getting pushed this pickled boiled shrimp on TikTok. Like it's like this woman is always doing a live selling pickled boiled shrimp, and I'll watch it for like 25 minutes. It's just be like, I think I need to purchase this shrimp. I'm an easy sell. I'm the easiest person to sell to.
If I was really selling products, I wouldn't spend a dime anywhere else. I would
Yeah.
just spend on Instagram ads. I get got on Instagram ads
All
like,
day.
More like the hit rate is 1,000% higher than anywhere else. Because I'm just like it fits into my feed and they target me well and I'm like boom boom every time.
If there's a woman who looks like semi-dead behind the eyes, and I know that if I buy this squirt, it's going to change her life, I'm like, I'm doing it. You know what
Oh,
I
you're
mean?
doing it for them.
I'm doing it for them.
Oh,
It's
you're
not
giving
just
back.
about my overconsumerism. It's I'm helping them. Okay, I'm a philanthropist.
I actually, that's an interesting word choice, like over consumerism, because I just cleaned out my apartment.
Yeah,
And
how good does it feel?
I'm on the opposite end now. I'm like, I'm never buying anything ever again.
Yeah.
Like I had 5 construction garbage bags of clothes, and then I saved a whole nother wardrobe. So that wasn't even involved in that. I still have 3 closets full of stuff. And
Yeah.
I was carrying these construction bags to Salvation Army, which it luckily isn't far from my apartment, but like they were ripping. So then I was like picking them
Yeah.
up and carrying them like this. And I was like, I think I'm done buying things for a while.
The amount of money
Too
that
much
I've
stuff.
spent on home organizers to come organize closets of shit that I know I don't need. Here's the thing, though. I will say y'all have it a lot easier. If, God forbid, I were to show up in the same outfit for 2 different things, people would fucking,
Really?
throw me to the wolves. Y'all can wear the same fucking tux,
I
the
don't
same
think-
fucking suit. It's bullshit.
Tux and suits, or tux I wear the same one, but suits I buy a new suit for like every occasion.
Really?
More
Okay.
or less,
But
yeah.
you're
All right.
no, that's not the norm.
But yeah, no, I am
Most
the
guys got a black one, a blue one, mix and match a tie and a shirt, and you're
If
Yeah.
it's a special occasion, I said every. Like, yeah, if it's a cocktail party, I'll show up in whatever. But if it's a wedding or something like that, I'll buy a suit for it.
That's why I started wearing like my uniform on tour. I made like 10 different
Smart.
glitter suits.
Smart.
And I was like, because that's the way I have to think. I'm like, I'm going to work. I need my uniform. Okay, today will be hot pink. Tomorrow will be like navy. Because I couldn't do it. I was like, if I do 100 shows, I'm not buying that much shit. Like, I'll lose my fucking mind.
Yeah.
But Jeff has it easy. Like when I started making money, I never really started buying a bunch of shit. I overindulge on, I'll go to a restaurant and drop cash.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
also why I can't lose weight. Because my hobbies is restaurants. But like, or I'll go on vacation. So I don't really have anything to show for what
Yeah.
I've got, but I don't.
I'd argue
I don't
that's
shop.
better than buying like a $30,000 bag.
Oh, the fucking Birkins.
The bags are
the women who buy the
crazy,
Birkins.
dude.
How do you feel about the Birkins?
I mean, like, I wish I could have one.
You wish you could have one? No. I would rather literally go to Europe for like 2 months. Like, what are we talking? Actually,
Yeah.
that's like 1 week in a nice resort. But still,
Wait, Mama's doing it.
yeah, honestly, come on now. But I don't understand these women who have the $30,000 purse.
Yeah, that's-
One, you're going to get clubbed over the head. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel,
Yeah,
I
even wearing
clutch my-
jewelry and shit.
My jewelry most of
Yeah.
the time. But I knew I was coming here, so I wanted to, put on the family heirlooms. But I don't understand these women who have the $30,000 bag. That's the
it's
dumbest shit.
I think the people who have those kind of bags are just people who don't have personal style. Because
Right.
you're just like, oh, that's the fancy thing. That must be the nice thing.
Right.
Like, that's not the cool
find
thing.
a different bag and make it
if
look
you're
cool.
an actually cool or stylish person, like you don't have that.
Those are
fucking bag.
$30,000 retail.
Retail.
Wow.
And then they can resell for like $50K. But see, what I started doing is I call my little Asian kid who smokes cigarettes and I buy knockoff bags from him to keep his business going.
Right.
So that's what I do.
Support small business.
Yes,
I
I
like
support
that.
small businesses over child businesses. Okay.
Well, once you're rich though,
Yeah.
like aside from you saying all this to people right now, if I saw you with a bag, I would always assume it's real because I'm like, yeah, she's got money.
Well, these are
so
real.
Then the rich stay richer.
The rich stay richer.
Because
Chad
it's-
Ochocinco.
Yes.
Ochocinco used to get his diamond earrings at Claire's because he's like, I'm rich. Everyone knows I'm rich. So I don't need a diamond in my ear.
Honestly,
Tyrese
that's
did
smart.
that recently too. Did you see that?
No.
Tyrese went on the Breakfast Club, and he was
Fucking Breakfast Club.
Oh, the best.
So messy, that Breakfast
So
Club.
messy. And he like took off his bracelet. He had like a tennis bracelet on, and he like kind of like threw it on the table and was like, "Does that look fake to you?" And his point was like that it is fake, but
Right.
everyone was kind of like, "Man, that one kind of looks fake."
Yeah.
Like it's gotta be a
Your
really
neck's
good
turning
one.
green on that one? Yeah, it's a little fake. Yeah.
So it's got to be a real good dupe. But once they
Yeah.
are, like, same thing with diamonds. Like, what are you gonna pull out your paperwork and show how clear and cut and all that shit?
It's so
to me, it's
stupid.
like unless it's a really bad fake. If you have the money, I think people will assume that it's real, so buy the fake.
Buy the fake.
But I'm just a scammer and a scumbag. Where
honestly-
other people, once they have money, would be like, I'm just going to buy the bag. But to me, it's like, you can get away with it and save that $30,000.
If you think that I've ever bought anything full price, then you must not know me, okay? I'm telling you, any gals that are listening, go to the Florence, Italy outlet malls, okay? This was 40% off, Prada bitch.
But it's
This is
real.
But
you
can I be
just-
honest with you? It's kind of tarnished. The gold's changing colors. It may not even be fucking real.
Well, that's if
I don't
you
know.
wear it. That's what I mean. How would you even know?
I don't even know. So what is the point?
And also, the day that like you scrape that against something, it's just like,
Yeah.
well, now it doesn't look perfect anyway, but you're gonna keep wearing it, so it's like,
But
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just
I'll speak for the other side a little bit. I don't like. I just do it. I wear stuff for me. So like if I'm wearing
What a
something
freeing
fake,
feeling.
it
I just
doesn't-
do it for me.
It doesn't give me like the
gay.
confidence
Yeah.
or whatever that like the real thing does. So I'd rather
Right.
buy like one of the real thing than like 10 fake ones. Because then I'm
well,
like,
if it gives you the if you're walking around going, do they know it's fake? Do they know it's fake?
Yeah.
Then it's not worth it. Yeah.
And also, it's better to buy the real thing because then you hope that they have ethical practices in their factories. But I kind of want to support my boy, my 8-year-old
Yeah,
boy.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the child labor is something I've been grappling with for a while now.
Really?
I've discovered that my cleaning person, it's a cleaning man actually,
Yeah.
but he brings his family and his kids clean my apartment, and I don't know what to do. I want to fire him, but I can't fire him because he needs the kids need the work.
Yeah.
God, that's a tough situation.
Well, they need the money, I mean.
They need the money. I think you just keep supporting.
Yeah.
And maybe we get some really nice Christmas gifts. Maybe a nice Christmas bonus. You know what I mean?
I always give the Christmas bonus. I've
Yeah.
never gotten gifts, but I've never.
Maybe some gifts. Maybe find out the kids' birthdays. How young are we thinking the kids are?
Well, they're probably early teens. One is special needs.
Okay. So is it maybe a situation
I
where
knew that part.
Yeah.
does the special needs kid hang out like on the couch while the other
I don't know
family
what
work?
they do. The only reason I
You
Well,
what you're
special
gonna do is you're gonna
needs
set up cameras. Okay?
While you're just sitting on the couch.
Yeah, like there's every possibility that they're sitting on my couch watching TV. I
Yeah.
don't know, but like
I would prefer that though, right?
Yeah,
that'd
for
be good.
sure.
Yeah.
I would guess that that's probably the situation. I've had cleaning people before too, where they're like, "Can I bring the kids?" It's like, of
'Cause they
course,
don't-
and they watch movies and just hang out. Because
Yeah. Yeah,
they
listen,
don't have
childcare is
a-
fucking expensive.
Right.
You know, like,
yeah. But they definitely help carry things out. I don't know what they're doing inside because I'm always out of the apartment
Right.
when they come. He knows where the key is.
10 o'clock at night, his person comes.
Wait, what-
Insanity.
They'll come like at any hour. It's like he's like, "Hey, I'm in the city Friday. You want me to come by?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." And I'll assume some idiotic thing like he'll come during business hours, and then
He's the biggest pushover ever. He just lets him come at like 10 o'clock at night.
I am too, though.
Sometimes he
I am
calls
the
me.
absolute
and he'll
biggest
call me
pushover.
and just
Yeah.
like to talk because he's like, I'm just walking the streets right now while my cleaning lady's there. I'm like, it is 10:30 at night. This is madness.
But then I'll just sit on the stoop across the street from my apartment and like wait for them to leave.
he also has no blinds in his windows, so he can see right in.
Okay.
It's a whole system.
Wait, so the kids are still
can see
showing
the
up at
kids
10
mopping
p.m.
What's that?
The kids are still showing up at 10 p.m.
It's not show. It's later in the day, but they'll get there at like 7 and work till like 10.
All right, listen, clearly this parent is trying to do the best they can. I'm going to assume, listen, if I was walking out of the house, didn't matter if it was ours or somebody else's and my kids aren't helping me carry some shit, they'd get their ass kicked, okay? So I'm going to assume that the kids are not helping and that just, they can't afford childcare at the moment.
I like that assumption.
And I think you get some nice gifts. I think find out the kids' ages, get some nice gifts and a nice fat Christmas bonus.
That's not the answer you wanted.
No, it is.
Got the hook
I
for
don't
more
think
money.
don't fire them. No, because it's not their fault. No.
By the way, they also stink at their job.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
Like, if I'm going to
my
grade the
apartment
kids
looks
on
like
how the
shit.
kids are cleaning my apartment, they're not doing a great job.
dude, I've had cleaning people who have insulted me, who've told me that, who've literally like run me over with their car 3 times, and and they have, it's intimate. They're in your shit, and you're still like, yeah, just it's fine. Oh yeah, they're like, oh now this week it's gonna be $1,000. You're like, I'll bend over and take it. Yeah, here you go.
This has been like a 2-year ongoing thing. Like I'm never gonna fire him or anything. It's just something fun to bring up occasionally when child labor's on the table.
Listen, my parents made me work though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I had every job. I was babysitting at 10 or 11 or something. Like I was always hustling.
I think I started dishes when I was like 13, 14, but that was my uncle's restaurant, so it's kind of cheating. But I think that was my first. Guys don't get to babysit.
That's true. Yeah, that is very true.
One, because it's weird. Two, because we'll burn the house down.
Yeah, y'all are terrible. It
Who's
really,
watching who?
that's a good point. What's the worst job you've ever had?
I was an accountant and it was terrible.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think of it was a soul sucking job.
Mm-hmm.
The only my family owned a coffee shop in Manhattan, down in the subway.
Okay.
It was the E and the F train. And there was a little kind of vestibule, if you will. I don't know what the right word is, but there was a cobbler and a little bodega.
Yep.
So you get off the subway and then there's a little area and then you go up to the street. So there's a little bit of commerce down there. And we bought a coffee shop, which is knowing my family now, it was a radical move. We don't do that shit. We didn't have family businesses. We don't do those things. But my dad was working in the building above it, and it was for rent. And he was like, "There's so much foot traffic there. We're gonna do it." And it was not a bad idea because eventually Dunkin' Donuts did put one in there. So that would be 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. was the shift, and it was just a New York City commute. Where they would flood the place and be like, I want my bagel, I want my coffee. And
also, you're not getting any sunlight. You're in a dungeon under the subway
in the
all
basement.
day.
And I'm getting subway air.
Yeah.
And they would all rush at the same time and have their order. And I was working with a couple other people who were good at it and knew the order and knew this. And I mean, the one story I've always told is one time I sliced my finger and just bled everywhere. Yeah. And I remember I was trying to keep my thumb away, and I wrapped it up, and I literally handed it to the person, and I said, "Don't worry, it didn't get any blood on it." And they said, "Can I please have another one?" Yeah. It really didn't get any blood on it, but I understand your point.
Yeah.
So I was 15, going into the city, 5, 6 a.m., just getting beat by New York commuters who were like, I need this in 4 seconds or I'm going to flip out on you.
Right.
And then it turned out the family friend that was the manager of the place was just stealing from us the whole time. We were like, it just doesn't make sense. There is a ton of people. And you know what actually made a ton of money? And it's funny because my dad was like, the most profitable part was the ATM. Because the bitch couldn't steal the money there.
Yeah.
So it's the ATM's making more than the coffee. It's the coffee is being robbed.
How'd you catch her?
I don't know. My dad, and it was a lifelong friend, former neighbor, babysat sort of thing.
Fuck.
I don't even really know the full
ATM
details.
part. I don't think I knew the stealing part.
Yeah, she was just, a lot of cash at that point still. And she was just yoinking it, and
I'm
I
too
said,
trusting.
we were not.
I'll get just absolutely robbed blind one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am way too trusting.
And it was it's the ultimate don't mix friends with business because it was it would be borderline, if you did it to me,
really,
wow,
just your parents' close friend, or it's we have pictures of her babysitting us when we were babies, and right next door they would be in the pool, that kind of memories.
Did you press charges?
I don't know. I actually, now that I think about it, I should get more details on it because it's kind of interesting. In the same vein that we've been talking about, I'm sure my parents were like, just fuck you and go.
We're done.
I'm sure it's one of those things where it was I'm sure the legal battle would have been as much as the money she stole. So
they just let the mole people down in the subway deal with it. They're like, here's her photo. Next time you see her, stab her.
Yeah. So that one was pretty shitty. That's as far as I go as far as It was like physically demanding. The rest is all just like office jobs and shit that, sucked before I got to. But I think I'd rather do something physically demanding than like mentally miserable.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm physically capable of it, but if you gave me the choice of like as a young man starting out in like working construction versus some of that, just sit and get abused by like middle management your whole life.
Right.
I think give me the tools and let me go.
Because of that, I don't think I've ever had a bad job. Like I've had jobs that I didn't like in the time, in the moment, or anything like that. But like I look back on them and I liked them. Like I did construction and landscaping and all that shit. But like I've never had an office job, so I don't.
I've never done corporate America either.
Yeah.
I've never. I think I would have. I don't know. If this doesn't work out tomorrow, like if comedy ends tomorrow, I could never go and get a corporate job.
Well, you definitely can't.
I
now.
haven't too much
Now
of an
you've
internet
been-
imprint. They'd be like liability, huge liability.
They wouldn't even get to that for
No,
me. 'Cause
yeah.
I wouldn't show up on time 3 days in a row. I'd be like, you guys start at 8? No.
Fuck you, Bank of America. I'm out.
No chance am I showing up here at 8
Yeah.
o'clock to sit here and wait 3 hours for someone to give me something to do.
There's
Like,
so much of that shit where it's like that. What I was able to do is there was so much bullshit downtime
Right.
where other people were doing like FaceTime work, just like showing the boss that I'm like fucking
Yeah.
folding papers.
Yeah.
I was blogging, and that's how I ended up getting this job. So I just like utilized all that dumb bullshit downtime.
Fuck yeah.
Whereas but everyone else was kind of looking down on me, being like, you're not going to go to that thing with the boss.
Yeah, and you're like,
And I was like, yeah, I'm over here.
Not the end goal.
Yeah, yeah. But but that type of shit is. So did you do comedy right out of the gate? Or
I did
you ever
comedy
do,
right.
like,
Well, I was doing the comedy right out of the gate, but when I tell you I've had every survival job, one of the wildest jobs I had, I used to work at Soul Cycle. I don't know if I've ever said this. Did I ever
what?
tell you guys this? Soul
No.
Cycle. I ran the Soul Cycle in West Hollywood, so I was in charge of dealing with all the celebrities. And my first day on the job, like I'm the biggest Spice Girls fan in the entire world. That is my Beatles. That's my holy grail. Like the Spice Girls that they ever
which
like.
one? Is
Well, Ginger. She was my favorite.
Jerry, right?
Yeah, that was my first concert in the 4th grade. I was dressed up as her, and she had just quit the band. But of course, little baby Heather was like, "Well, no, she's going to come to the Atlanta show because she knows I'm here." And only the 4 girls came out, and I was just
Soul-crushing.
hysterically crying, dressed up as her. My dad was like, "Oh God, what the fuck are we going to do with you?" But my first day on the job, I had to keep 2 of the Spice Girls away. Like one of the Spice Girls was coming out of a class, another one was coming in, and my manager was like, "Heather, they hate each other right now, so you have to like keep them separated." And I was just like sobbing as like a 25-year-old in the back, like all your childhood dreams, everything that you thought was a reality is no longer true anymore.
Yeah.
So that was terrible. But one of the wildest jobs I ever had. I mean, when I was living in LA doing comedy, I was just doing all these survival jobs. I worked for a royal family, and I legally can't say who or where they were from.
You NDA'd it.
Genovia?
No, think more a drier climate.
Okay.
And it was the wildest experience of
Talking
my
big,
life.
big money?
Big money. Yep.
Sultan Sheikh type money?
Exactly. And I didn't know anything, and I got poached from the job at Soul Cycle. This guy was like, "Hey, you're really good talking to celebrities or whatever. You want to get this job?"
Wait, so what is the actual job? Manager or something?
Yeah, I was kind of like a lead concierge, as they called it.
Liaison.
So
Okay.
this royal family, there was a bunch of them. So there's like 1 billion princes. That's all you need to know. They would all come to Los Angeles for the summer, and I was in charge of renting their houses, getting their cars shipped over,
Seems
doing
like
everything.
You're calling this a survival job. This seems like a big time job.
But it was from the survival job where I was making $12 an hour, and then they were like, "You're gonna make a lot of cash this summer. Like,
Right.
will you do this?" Now, of course, I didn't understand the morals and ethics behind
They also might
what.
behead you or something.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, literally, I wrap up this job, and then 2 weeks later, there was a whole news brief about a bunch of these their housekeepers climbing over the fences trying to escape. My family that I worked for was lovely, but it was a gnarly job. But one day I had to go to Disneyland with one of the guys, and he was like the money guy. So we're at Disneyland, and he's got his wife there, his kids, 6 nannies, security guards, everything. Really nice. Everyone was always polite to me. So we're about to get on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I'm like, of course, making sure the kids get on. And we have a Disney liaison, right? We have one of the guides.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, no. I don't want the kids to come. I want you to come. So it's just me and this money sultan guy on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And it's going up, and it's a water ride. And I have on my little poncho. And when you can just feel somebody staring at you. And so we're about to go over, and we're going over for the dip. And I look over, and he's just staring right at me with the biggest grin on his face. Like, is this the best day of his life? And I'm like, I hope you're having fun. And I rode rides with this guy, never dealt with the kids. The wife was just shopping the whole time at Disneyland.
you got
Is this just like he had the hots for you and
Probably,
Yeah,
but he was very
tricked
polite.
you into doing a wet T-shirt
Yeah,
contest.
he really did. So
let's go with that one again.
Yeah, he just wanted to ride the rides with me. Didn't do anything fresh.
What were the kids doing?
The kids were, I mean, they were little, so they couldn't go on like the big roller coasters. They were running around with the mom and the security guard and the nannies. So at the end of the night, we go into this Frozen store, and he's buying all the security guards and everybody, memorabilia. So he comes up to me. He's like, I want to buy you something. I said, don't worry about it. I don't have any children. Thank you so much. I don't need any
Don't worry about
Frozen
it. I'm an
memorabilia.
adult.
Yeah, I'm an adult. And he's like, no, I want to buy you something. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm standing outside just waiting for the night to wrap up. He comes out. He puts these Frozen mini ears on me, and he palms me like $5,000 cash. He was like, this is the best day ever. And I was like, thank you, sir. And I just put it in my pocket, got in my car, my shitty BMW that was like 10 years old, and I called Jeff. I was like, I don't know if I'm this man's bride, but I had a really good day at Disneyland. With this man.
I think I belong to him now.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've got to join a harem, but like, he was really lovely.
Yo, that is crazy. By the way,
yeah.
Frozen wasn't that long ago, was it?
No, this was back in 2014.
Holy shit.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff,
Why'd you stop
what do
doing-
you do? Because you say that
Great
you
question.
just recently became the breadwinner.
Yes.
So you're just getting $5,000 thrown at you, and you've been very famous for a very long time
Right.
now.
What's Papa Bear
What
doing?
do you got going on over there?
Real estate deals.
Real estate
Yes.
deals. All right.
Okay.
I'll
Which
get it done.
also sounds very fucking sketchy. Okay.
I do real estate deals.
I
Oh,
sure
yeah,
am.
we discussed this. So what Jeff does now is when I come home from my, winnings from the road, I give him that, and he's like, all right, we're buying an apartment complex in like Wichita Falls, Kansas, or wherever.
Hell
so
yeah, dude.
we're buying in property. We have a house in Oxford, Mississippi. You can rent it. It's an Airbnb looking directly to camera if you want to come down to Ole Miss. So Big Daddy is making sure that we are buying property.
Yeah.
And that's what Jeff, you did say when we got married. I was like, just buy real estate. I don't need shit. Buy real estate. Let's go on trips. Let's
yeah.
do it.
Good
Like,
plan.
I'm a smart woman when it comes to that shit. I don't need gifts. We don't even do Christmas gifts. I'm like, what the fuck are we buying this year?
What a woman.
Yeah,
What
I
a
don't give a shit.
relationship. It's so good.
It's not my love language. I don't know if you know what your love language is, but mine is just spend time with me. You know what I mean? Tell me I look thin and spend time with me. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear.
Wait, so how'd you get out of
It was only like a little gig, so they would come for like the month of August. And so I would just work for the month of August, make all my money for the year, and then that was it. And I did it like 2 summers, and they were really, I only dealt with really fabulous people, but then they were like horror stories of other people.
Sure.
But it was wild because they would come over. God, I don't know what the fuck I can and can't say. I'm going to get in so much trouble. Okay,
Whatever. Rip it if you need to cut anything, we will.
Yeah, I've been vague enough. So they would come over and they would never get on American time. So that was the thing, because it's so hot over there that they just like hang out in their homes. They go out at night. So then like if you ever, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you ever, in the month of August, drive down Cannon Drive, there's a giant Nespresso store there because, they don't drink. So they just, it's like 6,000 kings and like princes outside the Nespresso store at 2:00 in the morning. And the Nespresso store would stay open for them because all they did is like drink coffee all day.
Like open it back
at
up.
night. Yeah, they'd open it back up for them.
Really?
But it was a tough job because they didn't understand, like, one of the wives would be like, why can't I get a manicure at like 5:00 in the morning? And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's
like, that's not
LA.
how the
Everyone's
world
like, we don't
works.
give a fuck who you are.
Yeah.
Unless you're Britney Spears, we're not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
But that job taught me so much. After that, I was like, I can find a yes in any situation. And I think that's why I'm good at like hustling and like comedy and everything. I'm like, there's nothing that anybody could say to me, a producer, a director, anybody could say to me that I haven't already heard from like one of these celebrities that I've waited on before. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
That's huge.
Yeah, but it was a wild job, and I couldn't tell anybody. And Jeff was like, I don't understand who you're working for. I was like, Jeff, I don't care. If I gotta ride a couple rides, I'll do it. And I didn't tell my dad. And I remember I called my dad and I told him. He was like, what are you doing? You've been really busy. Like, what's going on? I was like, no, Dad, I think I can make my rent. Because one year I worked at SoulCycle, I only made $8,000. And the way I
Doing the celebrity shit?
doing the celebrity shit, but it was a part-time job. Like I wasn't.
but
they
still.
paid you nothing, and I won $10,000 on a game show that year. So in total, I made $18,000.
You need to write a book, bitch.
I know. I know.
What game show?
It was called Celebrity Name Game. And it was only on for like 2 seasons. And
What channel?
Fuck, I don't even remember. Maybe Fox. But basically, you got teamed up with a celebrity, and you did. It was kind of like you played categories and all this shit.
Yeah.
And you had to have random celebrity knowledge. Well, funny enough, full circle moment, I was paired up with Scott Wolf. Remember Scott Wolf, Party of Five? And he helped me win $10,000. His wife ended up becoming a big fan. I was shooting a movie in Vancouver and she DM'd me and she's like, hey, let's get together, come over for dinner. And I was like, oh my God, your husband's Scott Wolf. So when I met him, I was like, you helped me pay my rent one year because you helped me win $10,000 on a game show.
Yeah.
And now I see them all the time. They're the sweetest people ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but
does he obviously remembers
Yeah,
that?
he was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Because I was like crying on the episode, like, I can afford to stay in LA. Yeah, it was amazing. But yeah,
Damn.
I've lived 100 lives.
Yeah,
I really have.
Like comedy's like your least interesting fucking
No,
bit.
it really is. I'm like, okay, great, watch the special. I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever. I know I'm good at what I do. Come to the shows. I'm touring soon. Like, whatever. Let's talk about my dark, deep past. Yeah.
Breadwinner on Hulu.
The Express brand is all about creating confidence, and that's what they do. They want to make men and women feel their very best by helping you look your very best. The other day, I came into the office and I was wearing like sweatpants and a ratty T-shirt. Nothing fit me well. It was kind of like baggy. It was just a terrible look. And the boys, Pavs and Feitelberg, hit me with some dark wash denim jeans, a button-up denim shirt, a fresh Pima cotton T-shirt with some blue light glasses and a new bracelet. I put it all on and a pair of new white kicks. I felt like a brand new man. It was an entirely new version of me. I could actually see the difference of when I came in work and when I left work based on those two outfits, the way people were treating me. So they're quality clothes, quality style, and they feel even better because we're talking about Pima cotton and stretch jeans. They have the 1MX shirts, which are the colorful, soft button-up shirts, and they have the modern tech suits, which we are going to be putting on display soon. I think I'm going to get a light gray one. Never had one of those. But either way, these are suits that you can wear every day. You can machine wash them. They are dryable. So it's a very practical suit for you to wear all day, every day. And whether you're on a date, whether you're at work, whether you're just looking to look your best and feel your best, Express has got you covered. Go to express.com, use promo code SADBOYSEASON, SZN, and get 20% off your order. You can use the promo code online or in person. It's SADBOYSZN. Get an extra 20% off your purchase online or in store today.
I've been getting so many DMs. People like, Heather, were you at the P. Diddy freak-offs? I'm like, no.
Yo, but that's awesome.
Yeah,
What the
you're
fuck?
in a good spot.
Yeah,
The
but
best thing you want to be is someone who people think went to the freak-offs, but you did not go.
But I'm like, I'm not that famous. Also, like, absolutely not.
Could you imagine you
wait.
at the freak-off?
Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you think that I would go to the freak off, sell my soul to the devil, and I'd have to suck Meek Mill's dick and then also pay my agent 10%, you must not fucking know me. I'm not also then paying an attorney, a publicist, an agent, and a manager if I got to do the fucking dirty work. Okay, at least come over and tickle Meek Mill's balls or some shit. I'm not doing that.
Well, also, now that I
Suck
think
Meek
about it,
Mill's
like, you're kind of you're a younger person. Diddy's an older person.
Yeah.
Like, are they there, like, were you there as a kid?
No, I don't know. It's just these gals that follow me. They're like, Heather, you're in Hollywood now. You join the Illuminati. I'm like, I've never even been invited to like a cool party. I get invited to like sad comedy parties where it's like a Taco Tuesday and I'm surrounded by a bunch of male comedians who are like so depressed. I'm like, yo, everyone's on so many like SSRIs. No one can even get a boner. No one's fucking at comedy parties.
It's a jar of pills, but it's all beta blockers.
Yes, everyone's on beta blockers. Everyone's on antidepressants. No one's gotten hard in 20 years. Like, no, I'm not invited to R&B freak-offs. Not fucking happening. I've been to Miami like twice. Like, what the fuck are these people thinking? But
That's an honor though to be like.
is it, or do people think I'm just kind of a whore? I don't know. I don't know if it's
I
an
don't know,
honor.
either way, it's kind of cool.
I guess so. But they're like, we're just checking in, Heather. We want to make sure that you're not going to be on one of those lists. I'm like, no. No, I was at Disney World. What are you talking about?
Freak-offs, that shit is child's play.
Yeah.
I leveled up, man.
I leveled up.
I'm on the log flume.
Yeah. It's a small world after all. Just innocently riding rides. No, I'm not naive, but I was so innocent. I just did my jobs and I never had like a sketchy situation. Everyone always treated me with respect. But I do think, like I talked to other That's another question I get. People like, oh, have any other like comics ever been like really creepy? I'm like, no, I'm 5'10". Okay, I've got broad shoulders. Do you think you're gonna a comic's gonna fuck with me backstage when I'm in a full glitter suit and I'm like putting on my diamonds like to go tell dick jokes? They're like, we're gonna let her fucking do her thing. I'm out there smoking a Capri, FaceTiming with a little Chinese businessman. Like, they're not gonna fuck with me. You know,
Keep going,
she runs shit. And then I'm talking to the U.S. space station down in Antarctica. I'm like, guys, I'm solving crimes. Leave me the fuck alone. Yeah.
Oh man.
No, but when are we going to Antarctica? Do y'all want to do this trip?
Yeah. I'll do this trip.
I'm in. I don't think we can though. That's the problem. All the cool parts of Antarctica are like you're not allowed to go.
Listen.
You think your little cruise is gonna get to the fucking deep like bases?
We'll call some people. I feel like I
you
can't
might
get
be
invited
able
to
to.
a freak off. I can't get invited to like a sex party, but I do think I can get invited to Antarctica to like see some shit. You know what I mean? I will figure it out.
I would definitely go to that. I don't think I would find anything, but I would like for sure.
Would you go to space?
I'd love to go to space.
If you got offered?
Jeff and I are absolutely against it. He has no desire to go to space. But see, I have no desire to go scuba diving. And I'm not scared of the ocean, but I swim, I surf, do all that. But
similar thing.
I don't need to go deep, but I want to go up.
I have a friend who can't swim, and we make fun of him relentlessly for like the last 30 years. And his line was always, why would I want to hang out in something I can't breathe in?
Right.
But then also was like, I'd love to go to space.
But here's the thing. If you go to space, you spontaneously combust if shit goes bad, right? Drowning seems really terrifying.
And
Like-
even worse than that is like if you come up too fast.
Yeah.
And you get like it's
discombobulated, then your head explodes, your lungs explode.
My
like
dad
no.
was on a trip once when I was a kid, so like I think that's why I'm so scared of it. But like he was on a work trip to like Jamaica or something like that, and he said they were out late at night, and some of the guys were doing drugs and there's all that stuff, and one of the guys came up too fast. Died, and like my dad had to like help drag his dead body.
Oh God.
What is that? You asphyxiation or something? Or like,
I don't know. My dad, he's like it was
like an
probably
aneurysm or
he's one of the guys who was doing the drugs
Drug
the night
related,
before.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
probably something like don't go scuba diving on coke.
wait 20 minutes.
Probably like not the greatest cocaine activity.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's good merch too. No, don't do cocaine and then go scuba diving, right? Like,
Coke stuff. You want to fucking be having a party? You're just like, all right, I guess we're just sitting down here in the dark.
Yeah,
like, that's not.
Well, like the people who do the extreme free diving also don't understand that. That makes no fucking
diving
sense.
or the diving
No,
on
the
the water?
diving. The
Yeah,
extreme where they're
yeah.
like on the rope and then they hold their breath and they don't have a tank and
Have
shit.
you
I'm
seen
like,
that one where the guy's in the pool that just like keeps going
absolute worst
into
nightmare.
like pure darkness and he just keeps on swimming and it's like
The deepest pool in the world.
No.
like I've been over the summer tried to like my kids are of age now where we're doing fun shit in the pool.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that they're still doing all the same things I did.
That we did?
Yeah. I don't know
did your
how
parents
that, like,
drop
gets-
you off at the pool at like 7 o'clock in the morning and pick you up at 10 p.m. in the summer?
Well, we had a pool, you know. We had
Oh,
that.
yeah,
we had that
pool.
above ground. You know?
Well, we went to our country club, so I'm just saying. I was at the Atlanta Athletic Club, okay? I was a part of the Barracuda swim team. So I had friends. You were by yourself.
I did get it in an above ground pool this summer, and the kids were kind of like, the pool's too cold. They weren't having fun. And then the adults, we were like, watch this. And we started a whirlpool.
Uh-huh.
And they had never been in a whirlpool. Did you do that as a kid?
Oh, of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
They were like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
Wait, did you say you got an above ground pool?
I have an in-ground pool, but
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
an above ground pool when I was younger, and
Yeah.
I was in one over the summer. I like the above ground pool, but I am again white trash.
But it's a very northern thing. In
Yeah.
the South, we only have in-ground pools.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, unless you're in like a trailer park. But we have a lot of friends up here
Well,
in
you
New York
have,
that
what,
have like
yeah, I guess you have
above
room
ground
and
pools,
space.
and they have like really nice houses, and you're like, what's going on?
Well, the best is when you build the deck around it.
That's
so
what
it's
they
like
do.
in
They
the
build the
ground.
deck around it, and I'm like, this is just one giant like inner tube. Like, what the fuck is this?
Which is weird too, because like we have basements, so like we do dig into. I was thinking maybe it's something with the ground.
Yeah.
But like we have basements. The South doesn't have
Oh,
basements.
we all have basements. Are you kidding
you
me?
do?
We're in, that was the basement life. When you were a kid, your parents just threw you in the basement. Every
maybe
basement's
our-
finished.
Are we the ones who don't have basements?
Yeah, y'all don't have basements.
I don't.
I
think we
had
just
one
have
growing
the-
up, so my
the-
view might be.
But did you have like a
don't have the
finished
property, though.
basement?
I feel like down south you're more.
We finished
land.
it later.
Yeah.
We had one like when I was growing up. It was just like
Loose nails
Like,
and
yeah.
like one white refrigerator in the basement.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
like my teenage years, we finished half of it. So
Yeah. We know we're underground basement people. They're always finished. Like that's where everybody fucking hangs out. Because we also have tornadoes, so you got to hit the deck in the basement.
Right.
So maybe, I guess it is us who don't have them. Maybe it is a land situation.
Well,
hard to dig. Should we figure out the topography of
a land situation? I'm
going
to title this land situation.
You guys, also, I am so sorry. I have come in here so fucking brain dead today. I don't even know what I've said.
Well, you were saying this though before. This is what I wanted to start with.
Yeah.
You were like, you did some other appearances you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Just don't do those.
I hear you.
Stop doing them.
I know, but I also, I know, I totally hear you. The thing is, though, you have to keep networks happy. You have to keep streamers happy. There's a lot of things. And also, I'm trying to get other shit across the finish line. Like, I know how to, like, work the thing.
I think you do too much.
I think so.
Not as in a too much as in a negative way.
Yeah.
I think you need to take some time.
I think you can do whatever you want to do, however you want to do it.
What else are you trying to get?
I don't know how to say no. You're right. No, I needed to hear this. Honestly, you're right. I needed this. This is a wake-up call because Jeff was yelling at me this morning. I don't know how to say no. I only know how to work. That's what brings me joy. But I am like burnt the fuck out. I have nothing left. I feel like I'm getting dumber every day. You know what I mean? I have nothing left to say. I just spilled all these fucking secrets. I'm gonna get sued or some shit. Like what? We may have to cut something out. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know.
Of course.
But I'm like, what else can I fucking say anymore? I don't have an original thought.
I know.
I'm fried.
But you do all. First of all, I want to be very clear. I wasn't saying you should do too much as in like a sense
I didn't take it that way.
But fuck. Now I forgot what I was gonna say.
You just don't need to at this point for your level. Like I think there's a couple ways you can go. Number one, you have to be like, if you want to pull it off and be like mysterious, in a way where it's like it's kind of what old school like celebrities were, where it was like you only get to see them like on TV.
Yeah.
And if you catch a glimpse of them walking out of the club, it's like a big deal.
But it's totally different when you're a comic.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. But you could be like, I think there are comics who are like very active and you see them all the time and like they might take their shirt off a lot and and you see like every single second of their life. And then I think there are other ones who are just like, you'll see me when I'm on stage and like I promote my tickets, but I don't.
Right.
But I think I would be too afraid to be like, you're not going to see everything about me because like you're going to want to see me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
I'm like,
I'm
not good enough, so I just need to fucking flood the market, and hopefully you like something about me. If you want to be cool, you have to be like really good at it, or really, really, really famous or talented. You know?
I hear you, and it's been wild going out with like my friends who are actually like very, very famous, and how they just go away. They do a project like real actors. They'll go away, do a project, and you won't hear from them for 2 years, and then they go do a press tour for a month. But they're also getting paid $100 million a movie and shit like that. Right. So it's a totally different thing. Like, I'm literally a clown tap dancing for my fucking supper so that Jeff can join more golf clubs, you know, and we can go on a trip to Antarctica. I am doing this for us. This motherfucker he was so annoying 2 days ago. He's like, oh, what the fuck? You didn't tell me your schedule. I'm like, look at my schedule, Jeff. I'm doing 15 interviews today. I'm literally shaking my tits for cash. Okay. There was a billboard in Times Square. Can I just tell them this? There was a billboard in Times Square. It's up there, and my team surprised me. I didn't know it was going to be up.
Very cool.
So Jeff was in on it, right? But he went up to Westchester to play golf. He was gone from 2 to like 9 p.m. I'm at a business dinner, and he's like, we only have an hour left to get photos of you in front of this fucking thing because it's running for a day. You ruined this. You ruined the surprise. I'm like, I ruined the surprise that you put together, but you only gave me a 1 hour window while I'm at Fort Charles trying to suck everyone's dick for a free prime rib and a movie deal. Shut the fuck up. We got one of our biggest fights the other night because he's like, oh, you ruined it. I said, this was a surprise. I didn't even know about it. And this is what guys are good at. They're good at like making the dinner reservation. They're good at getting the billboard, but they're not good at like finishing it. Like, I need you to finish the full thing.
Yeah.
If you wanted to really surprise me, you would have said, hey, I need you to meet me in Times Square from 3 to, whatever, at 3:30 on the dot. I have a surprise for you, or whatever.
We're going to Red Lobster.
We're going to Red Lobster. We're going to Raising Cane's. I would have been like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll be early, you know? But
I get that. Some of my mom used to yell at me all about, like, not finishing the job.
Finish the job.
She's like, if you're gonna do the laundry, do the fucking laundry. Like, because I would
Finish
like
it.
rotate it once, and I wouldn't fold it when the dryer was done. And it's like, if you're gonna do the job, do the fucking job. And I'm like, fine. Like, all right, but the kids who clean my apartment did the same thing the other day, where they never do my laundry, and they just left the pile of
wet?
Not wet, but it was dry. But it was just a pile of clothes on my bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you're gonna do it, just do it.
Just do it.
Don't like half do it, because now somehow I don't know why I'm more annoyed about this.
The kids don't know how to do the laundry. Okay,
the shirts are too big; they can't fold them. I'm like, get that fucking kid to fold my fucking shirt.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways. Either you set up some video games for the kids, or you want them to do all your laundry, and you're a part of the problem. Okay, I hear a lot. You're like on a hamster wheel of you don't know what the fuck you want from this family that's in your home at midnight. Okay, figure it the fuck out. Do you know when Jeff and I got engaged? Though we literally got engaged. There's a photographer taking photos, the whole thing. I'm like, oh my God, this is so romantic. Like, I can't believe this. It happened. He did it in the pool at our favorite hotel in the Turks and Caicos. I get out of the pool and I'm like, okay, so what's next? It was like the sun had just set, obviously we're going to go to dinner. He's like, I don't know. Did you make a dinner reservation? I'm like, no, Jeff, I didn't make a dinner reservation. This is your proposal. He's like, well, my job's done. I did the thing. And he was like sweating and all nervous. I was like, no, you planned the whole evening. And then we start fresh at midnight, and that's a new day that I can plan and take on as my responsibility. God forbid you take 5 hours and figure it the fuck out.
I'll get tomorrow and the rest of the day.
Today, Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff's just catching straight.
No, it's fine. Listen, I don't know who I married, because this is a born and raised New Yorker, fucking Yankees fan, Giants fan, and now we have a house in Mississippi, and he drives a white Z71 Tahoe, and I did a show in Oxford for the university, and we're driving home back to Atlanta. He's driving his big Tahoe. He's listening to Morgan Wallen.
Yeah,
he's got his like Sigma Nu frat shirt. I'm like, did you go to the Sigma Nu house? Did they invite you over? He's like, I know some guys. And he's just driving through Mississippi, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this person is.
I did that. I did.
Bro, you want a mic? Do you want to come and defend yourself?
Yeah.
This
You
guy's
wanna
just
come defend
getting fucking chopped down. God damn.
No, he loves this shit. You know what? I keep getting interviewed because obviously like this whole special is about like, how I make more money than Jeff or whatever, and like I roast him the whole thing. But Jeff supported me for the longest time in my comedy career, and I keep getting interviewed. People are like, how does your husband feel about you making jokes about him? I'm like, nobody asks male comics this.
Yeah.
Nobody asks the other guys, like, how does your wife feel when you rip her to shreds on stage, or your fucking kids? Like, nobody says this.
Yeah.
So Jeff, shut the fuck up. You can handle this.
I get to play a lot of golf off those jokes.
Yeah, he's playing golf.
Don't bite the hand. Don't bite the hand.
But I walked off the first time I did this hour. I walked off stage, and I think, what was the show in Augusta? And I'm like, okay, Jeff's either going to love this, or he's going to hand me divorce papers. I don't know how this is going to go.
For the jokes.
Yeah, and I walked off. He's like, you could have gone harder. I was like, thank you.
Bro,
he's a good man.
Particularly because you live for a show in Augusta.
Yeah, I know,
You're
right?
Like, it's right down the street.
Right. Well, don't worry. We joined Tree Farm, which is a country club 45 minutes from Augusta, or it's a really nice golf course. I'm not disparaging. But Jeff was like, yeah, but how did you get me fucking looped into this? I'm very excited because I play golf too, so I'm excited to go to Tree Farm. But Jeff's like, Shaw, here's the thing. It's a real good business opportunity. A lot of good guys there. I'm networking. And so he just joined this other club, which I'm excited to go to. But this is how it's always pitched to me.
Yeah.
There's this really obscure golf course up in upstate, up in Rochester. I got to join it. It's a good business opportunity. I'm like, okay, Donald Trump, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm getting bamboozled a little bit.
It's a good pitch, though. It works for me.
It is a good pitch.
You don't want to pass up a good business opportunity.
I don't.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Could have a good real estate deal out in
Real
Utah.
estate deal.
Yeah, but he just comes home and he always has like a new hat on that's got a new club, and I'm like, I feel like we're members. I feel like
my buddy just did a golf tour through Ireland.
Oh yeah,
and got real fucked up one of the courses and joined it.
I would do that as
an international member.
But he lives in America.
So he lives in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
he came back and he's like, yeah, I joined. He's like, dude, look at this. He's like showing me the logo on the hat.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, this is such a sick logo. And I was like, it is. Like, how'd you get it? He's like, join the club.
You bought like a $150,000 a summer hat.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck it costs.
He's like, dude, it was so cheap. Like, if I play 2 or 3 times a year, like, it evens out. I was like, you have to get to Ireland from San Francisco 2 or 3 times a year. And now I just get sent Zillow listings for like, dude, look at these 2 cabins right by each other on the course. We should buy them. I'm like, I don't even play golf, dude.
Yeah.
Why am I going to fucking buy a place in Ireland? Because you got drunk and made a bad decision. But honestly, I'm probably going to buy it.
Jeff, for some reason,
it comes with sheep.
If it comes with sheep, I'm in. every time we go to the Masters, Jeff's at Augusta National, and he's like, I just feel like it's only 5 years away till they ask me to join. I'm like, honey, first of all, you're a Yankee, okay? I know there's a couple Yankees down here.
Yeah.
I was like, I have a better chance of joining, and they're definitely not going to ever ask a female comic. And I always see the women, because, at Augusta, you have to wear the green jacket while you're there.
Yeah.
And they're always, the women walk around with their little jackets, and I'm like, I want to join just so I can be like, I'm the member, not you.
You spiteful ass hating bitch.
I am a little bit of a spiteful ass hating bitch, but he lives such a good life, and I'm such a good wife, and I suck dick so hard that I just feel like I'm able to talk a little shit. I am. He's taken care of. I feed him like twice a day. You know what I mean? He's good.
You guys, I think last time you were on, was it your wedding cruise?
What was I doing? Yeah. When was I here?
Has that happened yet?
Oh, wait, the cruise?
Yeah.
Oh, no, the cruise is in April.
April, okay.
Yes, so it's like 2,000 fans on a cruise. Like Bert did one.
That happened?
No, that's in April. Yeah, what was I? It just went on sale. I
Okay.
think that's why I was here. Yeah, what was I promoting? Again, I'm doing too much. Doing the cruise, about to go on the road again. But the cruise is, it's going to be out of control. I don't know what's going to happen.
You gonna steal the helm and take it up to Antarctica?
Honestly. Well, we're supposed to go to Nassau, Bahamas, so I don't actually know how to navigate to get to Antarctica. Just go down.
Hit that canal.
Could you imagine?
Oh, you go down?
No, you go.
We go down.
Antarctica's top, right?
It's at the bottom of
Antarctica.
South America.
Yes, you could just go.
Yeah, just go down.
Just go straight down.
Just go down. Yeah.
We went to New Zealand in February, and I was like, we're only 4 hours away from Antarctica. Jeff was like, what the fuck is your obsession? I was like, we could go. We could go
New
right now.
Zealand's only. I can always get fucked up with the.
Yeah.
Did you know that Brazil, if you were to put it on top of us, would cover all of Mexico, all of America, and like the bottom portion of Canada?
Whoa. Just learn a new fact.
Huge. It's crazy to me.
I've never been down there. I've never been down. No, I've been to the Southern Hemisphere. I went to fucking Australia.
New Zealand.
I don't know what fucking time and space is. I'm worried I got to call my business guy after this, my little Asian friend, who makes sure he's making fake Prada bags.
Gotta talk to Fitz, man. Find out about these UFOs and just get out of here.
Yeah, honestly.
But wait, so you would go to space if like Elon Musk and these guys were like, we're gonna do like 5 civilians can go to space.
Listen, I don't want to be stuck in a fucking spacecraft with Elon. Like, could you
that
imagine?
would be
Oh
a
my God, that'd
nightmare.
be insufferable.
That would be a
But would I
nightmare.
go? I would go with like Richard Branson. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
like he's a positive guy,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
I know, I think going to space would be so fucking cool. But like when, people are doing the Titanic submersible, like, no, you could not fucking pay me to get in something the size of like, a Jetta and go down to the bottom of the ocean.
Truly, like if you offered me like $100 billion,
Yeah.
it would still be the fastest no I've ever
Same.
given you in my life.
Same. I'm
Like,
right there with
is
you.
not a thing in the world. Short, you could be like, your kids are down there and you got to go rescue them, and I would
Yeah.
still be like,
Yeah.
chances are we all die though, right? Like,
Yeah.
you carry on your legacy or something, kids.
I might die on this cruise though. I mean, think about it. It's 2,000 women unhinged, and female fans are nuts. They are nuts.
Yeah.
Guys are cool. I think I said this before.
That
Guys,
boat is scary.
that boat. But I will say, if you're a single guy, you
just
should come on the cruise because
Yeah.
it is going to be like it'll
I
be
think your
heaven.
fans are probably pretty cool too.
No, they're great. The funny thing is, it's so different. So Bert did one of the cruises, and like all of his like cheap rooms like sold out first.
Yeah.
Well, all my penthouses sold out first because my audience is like their moms who are like young girls who are like making money and they like want to get the fuck out. So like
Hell
it's
yeah.
a girls' weekend.
Yeah.
So they're like we have like a couple rooms left that don't have windows, and I'm like the single guys need those rooms. You can just go to Pound Town, do what you want, close the door. You know what I mean? Don't even turn the lights on. Do your thing, and then go back up to the Lido deck and keep taking rum shots. You know.
And you do like a show at night? Each
Yeah,
night?
we'll be doing shows at night. I'm bringing a bunch of other
many
comics
days
on.
is the cruise?
It's 4 days. We stop in Nassau, Bahamas.
So you do 4 shows?
I
Or
do 4
nights?
shows. Yeah, I think,
multiple?
or 3 shows because we figured the day that everybody gets off the boat and goes to the Bahamas, like everyone's gonna be so fucked up.
Yeah.
But like Adam Ray's
babe,
come.
let me tell you, I think everyone's gonna be fucked up.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I know when I tried to explain it when we were like putting the tickets on sale, they're like, obviously I want to bring my other comedy buddies. So like Adam Ray's coming, Steph Tolev. We have like a really fun crew. Rosebud
She's really
Baker.
funny.
She's great.
And she's the funniest.
Like
one.
these are my peeps.
Rosebud?
Rosebud,
Yeah.
she's the best.
Yeah.
And I was like, my team, they want to see shows, but they just also want to like get drunk and like braid each other's hairs and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
chit chat. You know what I
And,
mean?
like, be around you guys.
Be around, yeah. But it's gonna be fun. So,
So what are you gonna like during the day? Will you hang, or are you gonna like hide out? 'Cause
I might
feel
be-
like you get like mobbed the whole fucking day.
I haven't really totally figured it out. Jeff is going to be in the casinos teaching everybody how to play blackjack and craps and everything. So he's going to be running that. There's a putting green on board. We're going to be doing golf lessons. And the thing is, we set sail on Master Sunday. And Jeff was like, this is the first year we're not going to the Masters on Master Sunday. And he's very upset. But I was like, shut the fuck up. Mommy's working on a cruise ship. So we're going to watch the Masters as we're like leaving the port of Miami, all this shit.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Could be worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be, scissoring a couple gals during the day. I don't know what is in my contract.
You got to make it a good experience for them.
You got to make it a full experience.
You'll have a fan
You
for
can't have
life.
everyone leave and go, well, that was pretty fun, but I didn't scissor Heather, so I'm not going on a cruise too.
Thank you. And am I working too hard? I sure am. But I'm ready to scissor gals. I'll see you on the Lido deck.
Have you watched the show Hacks?
Of course.
Yeah. The most recent season had that scene where the fan is talking to her the tall black manager, assistant, and he was talking about how the diehard fans are you should love that there's new fans even though they're kind of taking up your spots. And it was it feels very Hacks-esque in that sense.
That was a very cool scene. I was like, damn, all right.
That whole show is looking into my future. I mean, she and I wear the same outfits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My sister's very attractive, and I wonder if Jeff will leave me for my sister one day. You know what I mean? Because that's her whole storyline in the show. She does have a Diet Coke, fountain soda machine in her house. I was like, I would love that. When I really start making money, I want to get that put in.
Did you do it?
I would do that. Fuck yeah. Yeah. What did I?
Did you?
No, I haven't done that. I have the crushed ice machine, but I don't have the fountain soda machine. I need to get
you
that.
can afford the fountain machine.
Yeah,
Here was my
I can
other
afford it.
idea.
Okay,
ready?
what?
Gas station, gas pump in your driveway.
That's great.
Thank you. Thank you. It was not received well around here. I'm always like, oh fuck! I wanted to just get home last night. I drove it till 0 miles to go, and now I'm in a rush, and I gotta stop at the gas station first. I'm gonna be late. If I just had one right there.
I do get a little worried about it being close to the house, though. What if I feel like that's a high explosion rate. You know what I mean?
I also feel like people would the kids in the neighborhood would come steal your gas.
Oh, they would for sure.
But I kind of like
gas.
that. I'd like to be the guy banging get the hell out of here! Stop stealing my gas, you punk kids!
I also drive a hybrid, so I'm one of those bitches.
Oh.
She's plugging in the Audi Q5 hybrid. I love her. We just zip around town. Yeah, but Jeff's Z71 over there takes $400 worth of gas, and he's off-roading. I'm like, we live in Atlanta, Jeff. Relax. Yeah. Oh God, that's a good idea though. We smoke too many heaters outside, so I think it's.
If you could have one food chain type thing, Tyrese has Benihana in his house, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, I'm a Chick-fil-A girly because, I am from Atlanta. So I would want fresh nuggets. I'd want a deep fryer. And listen, everybody in the South has deep fryers in their house. But I'd want some sort of Chick-fil-A situation. Yeah.
The basket?
Yeah, the basket in their house.
That's very common?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're deep frying shit. We got the griddles to do the big pancakes.
I would probably burn myself in my house. But once I got that down... It would be dangerous because I'd be let's deep fry this water bottle. Yeah. I'll fucking eat. You throw a handful of pennies in there, I'll probably eat deep fried coins.
I'm the same way. Deep fried Oreos, all that shit. I've never done a deep fried turkey, and everybody does that in the South. But
that literally blows up houses every single
everyone. You always see it on TikTok. They set the deep fryer or the turkey in the deep fryer. They go do a turkey trot. They run a 5K, and they come back and can't believe the house is on fire. What the fuck?
Isn't it? It's I thought it was this very meticulous process. It's as simple as you just have to let it defrost first, right?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's just
always see
the dumbest people alive who do that. I've seen all that, and I've been not that I ever was gonna cook it, but I've been I want to try that.
Yeah.
And I think it's incredibly simple.
I also think they don't understand the idea of the displacement of it. You put it in and the oil comes up. So I see a lot of people plunking it, and that overflows, and I think there's an open flame somewhere or something like that, and that's the real problem.
We got the Uni pizza oven though, and this is not shitting on Uni. We cannot figure it the fuck out.
I don't know what that is, but that was another thing is I wanted to have a brick oven. Is you can slide it in.
This is a portable wood fire, and they're expensive, and we got it as a wedding gift, and we have fucking tried everything. I thought I was going to become a pizza maker. We cannot figure it the fuck out. It is always raw in the middle. It is burnt on the edges. It is the bane of my existence. We do it all.
And they spin it?
We do it all. It is. I cannot figure it the fuck out.
I learned another something about it's type of mozzarella that's colder or warmer than usual. Fuck, what is it? There's something. There's like special
Is
mozzarella.
it the red? It's called like red buffalo mozzarella.
I don't even know
It's
the
like
brand name, but it's like a style of mozzarella that I like. I was just thinking I'm just gonna throw like shredded cheese on there, like from the fridge, and apparently like you can't do that.
No, and you got to be like. I was gonna take up bread making this year. I was trying to find a hobby that was like really like calming.
Oh, you so white girl.
No, I'm so white girl. Here's the thing. I'm overstimulated all the time, and I need something that I can do that's tangible and tactile with my hands where I'm not doomsday scrolling about Antarctica on TikTok. So I got a bunch of books. I was like, bread making. I was like, this is cute. I'm going to learn how to make sourdough, like do that shit. Too fucking complicated. Then I was going to take up needlepoint. Too fucking complicated. Like, that's the problem. My ADD is so bad. I want to start shit. So I thought we got this uni pizza oven. I'm like, I'm going to learn how to make the doughs. We're going to have pizza parties all the fucking time. And I was like, this is more work for me. Like, I just hire a caterer. I'm like, I'm not doing this shit. I'm fucking tired. My feet are fat from the road. Like, I'm not doing this. You know, I don't have help. Jeff's on the fucking back nines, jerking dudes off. Like, I don't have help. Right? It's like, it's unfair. So this is why I'm doing too much. That's why.
Okay, that I understand. But you could say no to like the really ones.
No, I could, but I could. But you know, when you have a week, you're like, all right, let's do a press tour. Let's go do the things. And I love chit chatting, but today it kind of hit me. I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna fucking die. Like my day yesterday was. My first thing at Glam was at 6:30. I did probably 12 interviews, and then I did Watch What Happens Live at 10 p.m. Oh. It was a 16-hour day yesterday, and it's like, again, I'm sick of myself. You're sick of me. The listeners are fucking sick of me. What the fuck are we even talking about here?
The exact opposite of Sippy.
Okay.
I
that's
want
why
to
you
be
do it.
Exceptionally
but that's
clear.
why you do it though. Is like. It sucks, but it's like our audience is probably not watching Watch What Happens Live.
Right.
And they definitely aren't watching the weird like news shit you did.
Yeah.
So our only exposure is going to be you on this show.
Right.
So,
but I like coming to chat with y'all. This is the most fun stuff.
I hope we get that a lot.
No,
y'all
are
think it's
great.
genuine, but it's like, what if they all just keep saying that to everybody, and we're actually one of the like.
No, y'all are the good folks.
What if Heather's like, I was with Pookie and Jet at the Falcons game.
They're sweet. I love Pookie and Jet. They're great. Y'all, but that Falcons game was so fucking funny because like they invited like local Atlanta celebrities or whatever. So I'm in this booth and Offset's behind me. Next to me is Lil Jon. Then we had Candy Burst from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. 2 Chainz was there. So we're all in this booth together. And then it's me and Pookie. I have a full blonde blowout. And they put us on the Jumbotron. And it's like every Atlanta rapper, Ludacris is sitting 2 seats away from me.
No way.
And I'm just like, hey guys, I'm here. Go 30 Birds. Like, it was fucking amazing. And when we're walking into the suite, all the rappers are like, who the fuck is this white chick? But I had hot shorts on, so they were very into it. And I was like, Jeff, walk away. I got to flirt a little bit.
I gotta go talk to Titty Boy. I'll be right back.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so funny going to like Atlanta celebrity shit because it's always just me and the boys, me and the
It's gotta be a
rappers.
pretty diverse difference there.
It's fantastic though. I love it.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
You hear like the what is it? What dome is it?
Oh, Mercedes?
Yeah. You hear the place go nuts for Lil Jon. You're like, that was probably for me.
Yeah, no, actually, that
Lil
was for
Jon
me.
is great, man. He's a delight.
He's the best. I
Yeah.
mean, I am worried about Usher and the P. Diddy thing. I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm a little worried about that. But
great.
it's not great. I don't think it's great. I think he made the list. I'm a little worried about that. But but everybody else is fucking great. T-Pain used to live a couple houses down from us.
He seems awesome too.
He was really great, and he was really young when he bought the house. And so this was when I was in like college. And my dad called me one day. My dad was head of the HOA. My dad was like the coolest fucking guy ever. He's like, I got a little bit of a situation. All the guys in the neighborhood, like these other, like uppity white people are being a dick to T-Pain. And I was like, Dad, just go over there and talk to him. And of course, my mom calls me. She's like, Heather, some rapper moved in the neighborhood. His name's Acorn. I'm like, what? I'm like, Akon? She's like, yeah, I think that's who it is. It wasn't. It was T-Pain. But he would like park his cars like out on the street and like he'd have his big tour bus. And when you're in a gated community in Atlanta, they're like, this is an eyesore or whatever. So my dad went over there one day and was just like, hey, listen, I'll smoke some weed with you and like talk to you about it. Like, I'm not a fucking like old white dude who's going to be a pain in the ass. So, but
He's got to be the only cool HOA guy in the world.
Ever.
Those guys are all motherfuckers.
Well, my dad would always say, you have to live next to these people. Why the fuck would you be a dick?
Yeah.
He did it for like 2 years and he was like, everyone's insufferable. I'll never do this again.
It's very power trippish.
It's very power trippish. And now we're dealing with a tyrant in our neighborhood. And that's a whole fucking thing. So that's another thing. All the women in the neighborhood are like, please run for the HOA. This guy would be scared of you because you have a public platform. And I'm like, I don't have fucking time to be HOA president. I do not have time to do this.
Do you ever think about, we have to let you go. So I did see that text.
Yeah, sorry.
But do you ever think about like doing things that you don't, like you genuinely don't want to do, like be the HOA president, and just like hope it goes awful and just is work for material?
Everything I do. I think about having kids just for material. That's fucking twisted.
Do not do that. Do not do that.
Every part of my life that is how sick and sadistic I am. Is I put myself in situations where I run myself ragged, but I'm like, I'll get at least 5 or 10 minutes out of this. You know? And I feel like not going to Freak Off was a missed opportunity. But again, was not invited. I'm not on the list. Shut the fuck up. No, I love you guys. Thank you for always having me. Y'all are really the best.
Breadwinner is on Hulu now, as well as English Teacher. Watch that too. It's very funny.
It's so good.
So good.
It's so good. It's one of the best shows.
I think the finale came out today. I haven't seen it yet, or maybe yesterday.
We can mercifully end this so Jeff does not get fucking
love you, honey.
30 shots to the
he's
head.
jerking off. He's having the time of his life.
Hard
as a rock.
Thank you, Jeff, more importantly.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.